my wife was taking a nap and she made it look so nice. So I also took a nap and I woke up a little late. So, all right. So the show's just about to start. It's like getting started right now. It's like here. It starts at 5:30. Yeah, I'm very excited. An hour. So I'll be on until 6:30. I don't know how long this debate's gonna be. So with that being said, I'm gonna be getting off at 6:30 because my sister and brother-in-law invited us out to dinner with the kids and all that for 7, and it's about half hour away at this place. So
that's
so
better.
I gotta get off at 5 at
That's
6:30.
better.
So hard stop then. So if I will be picking up where we left off. If does go
Can you
for
hear
longer
me?
than that.
Check. Good to go.
Um,
Getting a meter reading.
so yeah, I'm pretty excited. Oh shit, I'm pretty excited for this. I hope you guys are too. Sean, thank you for hanging out, or for showing up. Again, dude, last night was so much fun, dude. It's so much fun. Having you in chat, that was especially for the party that you were in was it was cool having your input. So yeah. West Side Girl Reacts over on Twitch now. Thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate you. All right, come on, let's get the show on the road. I'm excited for this. You're probably
So we're just showing my mic turned up all the way. We're just showing his stream until the thing starts. Okay, my mic sounds good.
going to see children walking behind me. I didn't have time to put up my green screen, so
keep checking it.
I don't care. You'll see my children.
Still not there.
Probably my wife too.
So this is sort of an impromptu thing. I couldn't find the stream. He found it. So yeah, I got alerted to his stream, and so we're gonna get to watch it.
Fun. I'm glad you had fun, and
This is Professor Dave is gonna destroy this mongrel.
I hope that
I mean, it'll be a worse beating than Logan Paul ever took. Keep refreshing it.
I hope that
make sure we don't miss it.
Oh my god. I hope Duffy also had a good time. I mean, I know he probably just said the same shit that he's been saying over and over and over again, because like the amount of time. I mean, he's had 15 interviews now, 14 previous to me. So well, actually no, that's just there's 17. So
you got one person here. Hey, person.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I should not be on this account. I should be on my mic over IP account. There we go. All right. Come on, let's get the show on the road.
Hey, people person.
Hype.
I switched my camera around.
Hype.
I get, hey, Mike over IP. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? You get a wrench. Because everybody on my channel gets a wrench except for 3 people.
Yo, let's go. I'll give you a lurk. Yo, sick. All right.
Now the first person to thumbs up his channel, thumbs up the video too. Look at that.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time.
So,
okay. Come on, let's get the show on the road.
But yeah, when I play ground, what was it, Gray Zone Warfare, I get faster frame rate on a smaller monitor. So I switched put my 32-inch that was here over to there, and I put the 24-inch to here. So I'm getting like 75 frames a second minimum. and I was only getting like 50 to 60 on the big screen, which is really weird.
I accidentally
oh, there we
I
go.
accidentally ended.
The hell is he looking for? The shit's going on.
I accidentally ended the other stream, so hopefully they'll come in. Sorry, Dave.
So cool. This is the debate. Hey, C3PO. Yeah, I can't wait either. Let's give you a wrench.
So, I will now debate myself. No, they'll there we go. Okay, sorry. All right. So, Dave has found his way back. I sent
So this guy is like a Alex Jones wannabe.
the link. I assume he saw it too. I accidentally ended the stream earlier. So, we're going to talk a little flat earth today, a topic that I knew nothing about until today. And now I know more than I ever wanted to know about it. I will let people know that, I don't have strong opinions about it. It's interesting to me. I have my, oh, there we go. There's Austin. Sorry, guys. So I'm just so the way we're going to do.
What I need is my desk is L-shaped, like this, with one side of the L here, and then it comes out to the other side. So it's like against the wall and then extends out. I want to rotate it 90 degrees so it extends out this side, and then or get a table go behind me to where I have a little airbrush studio right there. That would be nice.
These guys will be very nice and polite and well-mannered because they just look like two very kind gentlemen.
And I think I've got folding table legs, the old style church meeting room folding table, I've got the legs. I just need the top. So I might just buy a piece of plywood, rip it in half, then double it up so I've got a nice heavy table, and do that. That might work. I can make it whatever size I want.
Twitter. He's got a YouTube channel. I assume, I don't know, you should have a Rumble channel too, but their YouTube channels are both linked in the description below. I recommend you hear them both out. And I guess we're going to talk about flat Earth, and we're going to start.
Today's episode brought to you by Used Casserole. Get some.
Present here. How do
that on the bottom?
Oh, share screen, right?
Yep. If I can actually drop out too if we need more room on the screen, Yep, there's that.
Can we see the slides?
Yep,
you got it all?
Yep.
Okay.
What I need to do is move the monitor, move all the monitors this way, because to look at the 34-inch, I've got to strain my neck over. It sucks. I need to move everything over, so I just have to look this way and not this way.
Okay, so ready? I'm gonna shut up. I mean, I'll keep it to. So I got 4:37 now on my clock. So at
cool.
Well, just flip to 4:38. So go ahead.
Okay. So we're here to talk about flat Earth versus globe Earth. Austin is going to pretend to defend the flat Earth. He will do so with two tactics, which I will undermine right now. First, he will pretend that the default position is that it's just totally flat. Just observe and see how flat it is. So the burden of proof is on the globies to prove it is a globe. No, that's false. All of observations since antiquity have only make sense on a spherical Earth. Looking at the sun, moon, stars, only makes sense on a sphere. That's how we've known the Earth is a sphere for 2,500 years. Furthermore, if you deny a globe, most things don't make any sense. Day, night, seasons, weather, tides, Coriolis, geological phenomena like volcanoes, earthquakes, technology, communications, simple things like line of sight increasing with altitude, terrestrial motion, gravity. None of it makes sense if you deny that the Earth is a globe. Speaking of gravity in particular, I know that Austin will be very eager to talk about his electric gravity bullshit. Here are some reasons why that is stupid. He cannot derive 9.81 meters per second squared. He cannot explain why this value is based on Earth's mass. He cannot explain why G varies precisely with Earth's radius and your altitude. Despite electromagnetism being both attractive and repulsive, he cannot make anything significantly massive fall up. And no, his little middle school science project with a piece of styrofoam doesn't count. He cannot.
Wow. Holy shit. I love the name C3PO. How do you go ice fishing? Well, you take a can of peas and a stick. And you put peas around, you cut a hole in the ice, you put peas around the edge of the hole. When the fish comes up to take a pea, you hit him in the ice hole.
Cannot explain why there's no discrepancy in the motion of objects with differing properties, paramagnetic, diamagnetic, ferromagnetic. Cannot explain why there's no difference in activity over differing substances of different conductivities, grass, sand, water, concrete. He cannot explain why things fall at the same rate regardless of elevation. His electrostatic field dissipates with elevation until it disappears, yet things still fall. So, Austin, this is the default position. This is the position that correlates with all observations and every nook and cranny of our knowledge about the physical world. If you would like to make a case for the contrary, feel free to do so, and make sure to bring quantitative predictions. The second tactic he will use is because he knows the flat Earth is so unbelievably indefensible, he will try to obfuscate by turning it into a discussion of geocentrism versus heliocentrism. He does this because he relies on using word salad about esoteric topics in modern physics, like relativity and certain experiments from the 19th and 20th centuries. Unfortunately, though, for him, geocentrism utilizes a spherical Earth. That's right, the Ptolemaic geocentric model that was used from antiquity until Copernicus uses a spherical Earth. So if he would like to change the topic of the debate completely from flat Earth versus round Earth to geocentrism versus heliocentrism, I'm willing to entertain that if he first admits that the Earth is a sphere, and he has to mean it. If he is unable to make that concession,
fucking boom. Holy shit. Hey, Rachie.
I will continually drag him back to very simple, naked eye observations and basic logic that prove the Earth is a sphere without any understanding of physics whatsoever. Number one, the observations of the stars. In the northern hemisphere, the stars rotate counterclockwise. In the southern hemisphere, they rotate clockwise. This makes absolutely no sense on the pizza land. Why would the sky be rotating in opposite directions just depending on where you're standing? Also, why can't we all see the same stars? If you have a line of sight to a star, you should be able to see it. Both of these make perfect sense on a rotating sphere. You have two celestial poles, and the Earth is rotating, and then we can't see through the Earth. That's why you can't see certain stars. So in the north, can't see Southern Cross. In the south, can't see Polaris. Speaking of the Southern Cross, in order to get the pizza land, he has to take the point that is the South Pole and unwrap it to get the perimeter of the pizza. And that results in total absurdities like these three people all looking at the Southern Cross at the same time, despite looking at completely different directions. That makes no sense.
But no, you're wrong, because only these two guys would see it. It would be daytime here. Or it'd be daytime here when these two guys see it. So, flat Earth. Yeah. The thing is it doesn't move. The thing doesn't move. So how could it be over here at night, and when this guy has nighttime, when it was here and didn't move?
No sense at all. Again, on a sphere makes perfect sense where south actually means something, and they're all looking at the South Pole. Number two, day and night and regions of illumination. This is very bad for the Flurfies because in the winter months, they need to take the sun all the way out to the periphery of the disk, and that would result in most of the pizza being dark everywhere most of the time. Of course, in reality, the opposite is true. The edge of Antarctica in these winter months is illuminated almost all the time. So how does the light get all the way over there? And then you don't even have to go all the way to Antarctica. You can go to Ushuaia, which is at the tip of South America, where people live, and that must be illuminated around 70% of the trajectory, while places like Point Barrow, Alaska, experience 24-hour night. In order to try to explain this, they have to make light do things that it doesn't do, and in fact, flat earthers do not ever try to explain this at all. It gets even worse if you go all the way to the South Pole. There is a 24-hour sun there, which completely obliterates the flat Earth, as flat earthers themselves admit. And
Yep. They admit that it would obliterate flat Earth. That's why they do not want to go there. They do not want to go there. They are terrified of this.
that is why a rich person lately has been offering fully paid trips to the South Pole so that flat earthers can see the 24-hour sun, and they are all busy crapping their pants trying to make excuses to not go.
Exactly.
Once again, on a globe Earth, this makes perfect sense. Day is when you're facing the sun. Night is when you're facing away. Pretty simple. Number 3, Southern Hemisphere causes trouble. For years, flat earthers have been pretending that there are no direct flights in the Southern Hemisphere. This is wrong. There are many. Sydney to Santiago is one of them. And this goes both ways, nonstop, in both directions over the Pacific Ocean. And then we have the Antarctica Cup Ocean Race, which is a boat race that circumnavigates Antarctica. They go all the way around every year. And neither of these things make an ounce of sense on a flat Earth. You would have to have for the flight, the Sydney to Santiago takes this incredibly enormous arced path instead of going the straight line path, and neither of which could be done in 12 hours anyway. And then the boat race would have to go around the entire world, always steering away from Antarctica instead of towards it, which it doesn't do. So all of these observations are very extremely basic, intuitive ways to prove that the Earth isn't flat. Okay, these all obliterate the flat Earth. They prove without a doubt that the Earth is a sphere. Every single one of them does this. Austin is unable to discuss any of these topics. He has no ability to explain any of these observations on a flat Earth, and so he will desperately try to pivot and turn this into a debate about geocentrism versus heliocentrism. Unfortunately, that's not the topic of the debate. If he wants to have that debate, that's totally fine. He must simply concede this debate that we're having now, admit that the Earth is a sphere, and then we can talk about that completely separate other topic about whether the spherical Earth moves or not.
Excellent.
All yours, Austin.
Perfect.
Because Austin Witsit has many times used the Ptolemaic model in reference.
Hey, let me perhaps I should have defined, Austin, I'll give you an extra 60 seconds, if that's okay with you, Dave, to define what flat Earth even is, or just because not everybody in my audience knows.
Okay. I mean, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. But,
you think so? Should we just go right to the 7?
That the Earth is flat. That's
okay. Just so everyone knows, but also that the Earth is at the center of the universe too, right? Is that are those two things combined?
I just want to say that Dave is a pretty good-looking guy, man. If I was gay, I'd have a crush. He's just a good-looking dude. I mean, he's that cool-looking guy that you want to hang out with.
I mean, yeah, there is no universe if there.
And no, I don't have a man crush. It's just an observation.
Right. Okay. It doesn't matter. Go ahead. Whatever.
Okay. Well, no, that's fine. We'll just go right to the Dave's. Or I'm sorry.
Even Witsit's a pretty good-looking kid, you know.
Well, what happened?
He just left.
He left?
Well, he might have just, maybe he'll come back. He might have clicked a button.
Whoa.
That
Uh-oh. Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe he accidentally closed the window.
he might have closed the window. Yeah, he might have been trying to add something.
He probably tried to switch tabs to go to a.
Yeah. All right. There he
slides or
is.
Something.
All right. I'll. There you go. There you
There
go.
he is.
No, you're good.
Holy crap! Wouldn't that have been something?
I was like, debate over? What? Okay. I'll shut up and then.
Damn.
So at 446, you have your 7.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't really make a PowerPoint, but I'll just use the classic one here if you can pop it up on screen for me.
Script.
So yeah, it's our position is that the Earth is a geocentric stationary plane. This feeble attempt to separate the conversations is disingenuous. If the Earth is stationary, it's in the center of the universe. None of the kinematics or dynamics, even of geocentrism, is exclusive to sphericity. That is just a get out of jail card because he will not be able to defend the claim that we're moving around the sun.
Yeah, he will. He most certainly will, dude. See, Austin, the reason Austin needs the Earth to be flat and small and local and stationary and with him at the center of it is because he's insecure. He has said many times that he doesn't want to be a speck, an insignificant speck flying through an endless universe. He doesn't want that. That's why he needs the Earth to be flat. He's a coward.
To very quickly go through some of this, falsification is independent of replacement.
Oh, I love that. Oh, such a cop out.
So what always happens is people don't defend the globe. They just want to ask millions of questions to the flat earthers. And somehow if a flat earther doesn't know the answer, then all of a sudden the globe model becomes true. And then, of course, the burden of proof is the one making the positive claim. And then
Right. You claim that the Earth is flat and stationary. That you're making a positive claim with it. It's not the default position.
shifting the burden is making the other person prove why your claim isn't true. So if I read a book and say all these fairy tales exist, I don't have to prove that unicorns don't exist. Very simple concept that gets overlooked consistently in this debate. Oftentimes we get what's called a straw man fallacy. People say that this is what flat earth is, and they point and laugh, and no one...
You can't straw man something that doesn't exist. You don't have a model, therefore we can't straw man your model.
that I know thinks that it's a flat disk in a solar system. That's ridiculous. Hopefully we can prevent these, but these are the typical fallacies used. Of course, a straw man fallacy, which we just discussed, ad hom, attacking the person instead of the argument, credentials.
See, he can't defend his model. He can't defend what he believes. So he just brings up fallacies.
Oh, you're not qualified to talk about this. Appeal to what everyone else thinks. Appeal to authority. Poisoning the well. Begging the question. Shifting the burden of proof. These are all...
Yes, those are all fallacies, and none of those were committed.
Always used. Everyone was taught the Earth's a globe when they were...
Well, maybe poisoning the well when he predicted what you'd do, which you're doing. I mean, you're doing exactly what he predicted.
young. That doesn't mean it's true. So let's just quickly go through the basic claims here. Claim 1 is that the Earth's a sphere with a radius of 3,959.
But you're not proving that, you're not debunking the globe. You are proving your flat Earth. You're proving your flat Earth, Austin. This is not what you're supposed to be doing.
Miles. The second claim is that the Earth is spinning, tilted, wobbling, revolving around the sun, shooting
Did he drop his hard Ks? Did he drop his GKs?
through the galaxy. That's then shooting through space. That is a positive claim. And then the third one is that the Earth is in the vacuum of space. The heliocentric model has the burden of proof for these claims. So
Right, we've met our burden of proof. We have met our burden of proof. You claim the Earth is flat. Now it's your turn.
attempting to remove the burden and pretend that it's just automatically granted to you at the beginning is not how logic works whatsoever. And then one would say, wait, isn't saying the Earth is flat a positive claim? It is, of course. And so then we...
Right, then now you have to back up your positive claim. You've admitted that it's a positive claim. So you need to back that shit up, man. Stop your yapping.
would have the burden of proof, and we have fulfilled that, right?
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Your opinion is not meeting a burden.
Actually, this right here is a specular reflection. Any convexity or concavity of the water, if it was curving, you wouldn't be able to get a specular reflection because it...
Okay, have you provided the math to determine what the specular reflectivity of a 4,000 miles radius sphere would be?
Will cause what's called a diffused reflection. If we move on here, we have actually verified the Earth is flat in many ways.
See, that's your opinion. You've not proven it through math. You've not proven that you're correct by using mathematics to determine what the reflection should look like.
Radio waves can be sent over 10,000 miles. Amateur records show that they're sent thousands of miles at all frequencies far beyond the geometric limitation of the globe.
Not with tropospheric bounce, or was it ionospheric bounce? Tropospheric? I can't remember which one. But you bounce the signal off the ionosphere. it's like you're bouncing it off of a dome, but it's actually a layer of atmosphere. So you're wrong.
Here we have a distant mountains observed from 167 miles away
I've actually done that. I've also done moon bounce.
at less than
Moon bounce is really crappy, but you can do it.
1,000 feet. So the target hidden height should be almost or over 11,000 feet, but the mountain's only 12,000 feet. We should only be seeing roughly 1,000 feet of the mountain. Clearly, that's not the case. Here we
Right, you should see all of it. If the Earth was flat, you should see all of it. If you can see the top, you should be able to see the bottom, and you can't.
have another one, 168 miles. Target hidden height is almost 12,000 feet,
I'm just going to shut up.
and the elevation is entirely 12,000 feet. So we should not see the entire mountain. This is a major problem because you're going to have a problem trying to invoke refraction here, and hopefully you do. This used to be the world record longest distance line of sight. Of course, that means you're a direct line of sight to what you're observing. The world record for the longest photo. Here we have a target hidden height of 16,000 feet, and the top of the tallest mountain is 12,000 feet, which means that the mountain should have been thousands of feet below the curvature. Here's another one, 271 miles. Again, the entire mountain should have been obstructed by over 3,000 extra feet. Here's another one, 250 miles. You get the idea. Over and over, the mountain should be obstructed, except for just roughly 800 feet here. Here's another one, 241 miles. The entire mountain, almost the entire mountain should be hidden. And then it goes on and on and on. Here is a very important observation everyone ducks away from. If you look in the top left here, you see you can't see the mountains. These are called Canigou Mountains. You cannot see the mountains. So when people say, can you see what you be able to see for
No, not can it see, Canigou.
forever if the earth was flat? That's a ridiculous straw man. Even within a globe paradigm, you'd have to admit you can't see forever because of
He has no evidence, Reggie. It's his opinion. It's all he's presenting is his opinion.
something called attenuation. The light gets absorbed into the medium. We cannot see the mountains until the sun gets behind it due to the intensity of the light from the sun. You now get a silhouette, and we can see the Canigou Mountains. These should have been completely obstructed. You can buy a plane ticket right now for 2 specific days of the year, and you'll know that you'll see the mountains because of a silhouette based on where the sun sets. So I guess refraction is just colluding with the calendar and with the atmosphere to make the Earth look flat over and over. Of course, as a silhouette, refraction affects light, not the absence of light. Here to address his straw man about the geocentrism thing, these are projected onto a plane. These are literally azimuthal projections. So to say that...
Right, projected from what? From what?
It requires sphericity is ridiculous. Here we see that all the paths...
No, it requires sphericity, not sphericity, sphericity. To have a projection, you have to have something to project, to project the projection, and that's a sphere.
At the planets fit right within a ferrocell magnet torus field. Okay, what a coincidence. And to address this misnomer that sunsets are impossible on a flat Earth and they just go behind the curve of the...
I mean, he's doing everything that he said he was going to do. Nothing but word salad, denial, reversal of burden of proof. The whole, 100% predicted exactly what he's going to do.
The Earth. That is also not true. Here we see the sun disappearing above the horizon with a horizontal line blocking the bottom of it far above the horizon. This is proof that the sun...
I've heard it so many times I could dance to it.
Can disappear up above the horizon due to atmospheric conditions. Of course, we have tons of assumptions when it comes to the military that the Earth is flat. Specular reflection.
No, we don't. The military uses curvature and Coriolis, or spin of the Earth, in its firing solutions. You liar.
Again, I'm going to kind of speed through these, but specular reflection, you see that just a small concavity or convexity in the water actually causes what's called a diffused reflection. You'll see here in the left. So you actually need a flat surface to have a specular reflection. We see these over long distances.
What did you do? Did you apply a Photoshop filter?
So you actually need a flat surface to have a spec.
He did. He applied a fucking Photoshop filter to the bottom part of the image.
Specular reflection.
See? That's the original. That's the original. There's where he photoshopped it. You fucking cheap ass bastard.
Specular reflection. We see these over long distances consistently.
You fucking clown.
So we'll just skip over here. So, and then of course, the globe claims that the horizon is a physical, tangible surface, and it
Yes, because the Earth is.
is not. It's literally a horizon that is
Right. It's the Earth that blocks the sky. How can it not be physical?
apparent. That's why it is where the sky
1 minute.
appears to me.
Right, where the tangent appears to be, but it's still a tangent. It's still a sphere. It's still the tangent point of a sphere that we see optically. That changes because of refraction.
The ground. So here we can get into some of the specifics here. But of course, also on a globe, the horizon should drop down and away from you as you increase altitude. What we see in reality is it rises with us, which is a major problem. So long story short,
See, they screwed up. Notice how they screwed up. Let's go back. Actually, go back 10 minutes. Now watch where the arrow
increase
is
out-
in relationship to the horizon. Look at this. I just noticed it right off the bat. Watch what the horizon does. The horizon is rising. It's getting higher. That's not supposed to happen on a flat or a spherical Earth. So this is the dishonest shit that he peddles.
is a major problem. So long story short,
I mean, it's just so fucking easy, man. It's so easy to just destroy these people.
the entire globe model depends on the accuracy of the claimed radius value. And if that radius value is wrong, the entire model is wrong. So in closing, what I'm going to say is, again, falsification is independent of replacement. The literal default position is that the Earth is a stationary plane.
Yeah, they tried to tilt it down to keep up with the horizon, but they overshot. That's what they did. They tried to tilt it down at a rate where it would keep up with the horizon as it dropped, and they overshot.
The globe says
These fucking dishonest pieces of shit. I am seriously thinking about not debating fucking Dave on Tuesday. Not because I'm scared of him, but because he's just a fucking piece of shit. He's a vile, hate-filled, racist, xenophobic, misogynist, fucking mocks the disabled piece of shit. And I won't give him any attention. No more. I won't review any of his videos. I will not talk to him. I have blocked him on my channel and muted him. I am done with him. So I've got no time for shit like that. I just don't. So
well, yeah, but it's so big it looks flat, and it's so big that based on the angular rate of motion, you can't tell that it's moving.
yeah, I don't care what a piece of shit thinks of me. I don't care what they think of me. I'm secure enough in my own person that I don't care what a bunch of lying sacks of shit, what their opinion of me is. So
Could that be true in theory? Sure, but that is a concession that the default position based on empirical evidence and observation is that the Earth's a stationary topographical plane, hence why we utilize it as such for all military technology, etc.
no, we don't, you dipshit. No, we don't. And no, it's not the default position. Your observation is not the default. The measurements are the default.
Therefore, to make a claim that everything is antithetical to that, you objectively and logically have the burden of proof. And then we'll get into a lot of the things that he mischaracterized.
So he's met his burden, dude. And you admitted that you are making a positive claim. So why haven't you proven you're flat Earth yet?
My arguments regarding throughout the debate, hopefully. But yep, there you go.
Okay, thank you for the opener. I want to give you both. What do you think? Like, I assume there's one or two things that both of you have said or that strongly disagree with. Other. Do you want me to open it up to just give you both a 5-minute period for rebuttal?
Thanks, Charlie.
No,
Or do you just want to leave it open?
We can dig into it.
Okay. Why don't what was the first particular topic maybe that Dave you want to poke around?
Well, Austin is denying this idea. He's insisting that the default position is the flat plane, empirically, observably, everything observable. Okay, so explain the observations from antiquity that I told you. How are you getting the sky to rotate in opposite directions depending on where you're standing. Let's start with there. How observable is that? How does that fit with
Yeah,
your
this,
default?
this is what always happens. Instead of providing evidence that the surface is curving, you're saying, well, but if it's
No,
not, then how does this happen?
No curved surface. You said the default position, flat plane. I'm asking you on your flat plane, explain the observations of the celestial sphere. In the north, you get counterclockwise rotation. In the south, you get clockwise rotation. Explain that to me on your default flat plane. Explain it.
Yeah, so the counterclockwise and clockwise direction is super simple. It's based on looking different directions.
Super simple. Really? So when you stand on a merry-go-round, you're going to see an opposite direction of rotation than the center of it, somewhere on the edge of that merry-go-round, or on every point on that merry-go-round?
Your better question is, why does it go around a singular point?
No, the better question is the one that he asked you. He's avoiding it. Listen to him.
Is what you're trying to say.
No. I'm asking about the direction. I'm asking about the direction.
It just looking opposite directions would make them go the opposite directions. They all go east to west.
If you put a clock on your ceiling, which way can you face to make the hands go counterclockwise? Tell me which way you can face.
Not analogous. The stars drop.
It is though, because the hands on a clock. The hands on a clock.
You don't get it,
right?
You don't get it. The stars drop due to perspective, so we're actually looking out towards them, not directly up.
Which depends on your latitude, right? Depends on your latitude. If you're at the equator, they're going from horizon to horizon.
Wait, do you agree that if I was looking out and something was spinning one way and then I looked at it from the other direction, it'd look like it was spinning the opposite way?
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Okay, that's why I said, you just said, if I put a clock on the ceiling, right? Which way, I'm asking you, which way you just said, if something is spinning one way and you look a different way, it'll spin another way. So I'm asking you, put a clock on the ceiling. Which way can you face that'll make the hands appear to go counterclockwise?
You obviously don't comprehend what I'm saying, Dave.
You don't understand what I'm saying.
Do you agree that things will appear to drop due to perspective?
Why are you talking about perspective? I'm talking
because you don't understand it. So
you're trying to obfuscate.
No, I'm not. If the stars are above me on a plane and I look out, they're going to look like they're dropping down, which means I'm looking out at. You don't even understand basic stuff, dude.
Look at this. Hang on. Where's the camera? Which way is this turning? Which way is this going, buddy? Which way is this going?
I don't know. Which way is it going?
Counterclockwise.
Yeah. Which way is it turning?
Who cares?
What
is the? Why are you obfuscating away from what I'm saying?
No, I'm talking about exactly what I'm talking about. Is this going clockwise or counterclockwise? Come on, just give me the answer, buddy. You can see it.
To be fair, the webcam is mirrored, so it might be.
It is.
I think so. So
well, I don't know, and I don't see what's the relevance.
I see it going counterclockwise.
Yeah, that's how
That's going counterclockwise, right? Just say it, Austin. Just say it.
It looks like that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we keep it turning.
Do you think I don't understand the concept?
No, I'm showing you, and I'm showing all the viewers. Look, which way is this going now?
Clockwise.
We all get the concept.
Going clockwise. So,
but you don't, though. You don't get it, though. You don't. Because there's no way that could fucking happen on a flat Earth.
So if you're standing up here and you look at the sky, you see it rotating counterclockwise. If you're down here, you see it rotating clockwise. So admit that this phenomenon makes perfect sense on a globe, and on a flat Earth it doesn't, which is why you're rambling about perspective and all these other things.
There was yeah, absolutely. You just nailed it.
No rambling. You incessantly interrupted me explaining it because you know you can't actually allow me to say.
Change the subject.
Okay, let me ask.
I'm not.
Let me try this. If this is okay, can we start with because you guys are both super familiar with this. Let me toss out so people can dip a toe. One of the biggest conversations that goes back and forth, both of you talked about this in your videos, is in a flat Earth. Dave's video points out that there are some issues where, for example, the sun is coming around, right? And we know because we live here that one area of the world is in perpetual light, the other is in perpetual dark. This would be non-congruent with a flat Earth. So, what is the flat Earth?
Good word, excellent word.
Earth position. Am I describing that fairly, Dave? I'm oversimplifying.
Sure. The flat Earth cannot explain the region. That was my second point. That it cannot explain the regions.
That's what I was trying to remember. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what is
regions of what?
the regions of illumination, the parts of the Earth that
Yeah.
are day or night at any given time.
Yeah, but I know you know the answer. So I've
Yeah, that
heard
the Earth
the
is a
answer
sphere.
given to you.
The viewers
No,
don't
but
know
Dave
that.
knows the answer.
But
So,
there's 10,000 people
The
watching.
answer is that if you're facing the sun, it's day, and if you're not, it's night. That's the answer.
Dude, I'm gonna enlighten you, bro. If you don't allow the other person's point to be made, you didn't win anything. No matter how much coping's going on in the chat.
for you to make a point. Go ahead.
Okay, it's called a coffee cup caustic. It's a literal physical effect that can be replicated. The light
Right, in a solid glass dome.
will actually bend around the rim of any type of containment. It can literally be demonstrated and shown to perfectly replicate the seasons, the perfect light distribution on a plane Earth. You're objectively wrong. You've had this presented to you, and now you're back here in front of people pretending.
Yes. Who was it? Rob Skiva? Isn't that him? Or is that who is that? Rob Skiva, or I don't think it was Bob Nodell, was it? But they used it was a solid glass paperweight. So our atmosphere would have to be solid glass for that to work.
You don't know what it is.
Who has presented this to me?
Dave
If you
Weiss
guys
did. I
could-
watched it.
No, Weiss floundered like a buffoon. That's why you guys all call him
No.
controlled opposition now. If you could demonstrate
No.
this, you'd all have videos demonstrating
Coffee.
this.
There are
showing you the
literally
model.
hundreds of them.
No.
Coffee cup
I'm not
caustic.
talking about, shine it and, it kind of does a thing, sort of. I'm talking about show the precise regions of day and night over a several month period, right? Have it exactly precisely align with where it is
It's
day or
literally
it's
been
night.
done multiple times,
Okay.
Dave.
So
Sounds
what
like
is
an empty claim to me because I've never seen it.
Yeah. Okay.
It literally hasn't. Literally.
Yeah, you have.
So
Literally.
okay, hold on. So Austin, give him a second to explain his side. So you're saying the what most people see is that the daylight is predictable. Daylight, nightlight is predictable based on what is believed that the
Nightlight. Daylight and nightlight.
the orbit, the current belief about the Earth's orbit.
Okay.
In a flat
Rotation.
Earth, the rotation, in the flat Earth, just let him finish. Dave, you get 2 minutes. Can you describe?
Me? What?
No, sorry. I'm gonna shoot it back to you for 2 minutes, but
Sure.
give Austin 2 minutes to describe what he's talking, because I just want you guys to remember, like, the audience doesn't know what coffee cup, whatever it is, right? So
'cause it
remember,
doesn't mean anything.
okay, but remember, you're talking to like normies.
Sure. Okay,
So that's what I'm asking. So Austin, you have 2 minutes. Describe.
Okay.
We talked about how the sunlight stuff goes on. So 2 minutes, and then Dave, you get 2 minutes.
Okay. So if you type in coffee cup caustic, which I will literally I'll share the screen. And Dave has been shown this in
Just stay on
his
top.
debate.
Stay on point, though. Stay on point.
Oh, okay. I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Answer my question. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just Google coffee cup caustic. If I have a coffee cup, if I took the lid off of my coffee cup and then light was shining in from the window, what will happen because of the rim is the light will hit inside the coffee cup and wrap around the entire rim. I can take this little flat earth model right here and do it live. I'd have to cut all the lights off, and since the windows are open, I can't. So it's very simple to explain it. There you go. It wraps around. Now, if you apply this to a flat earth, you will be able to perfectly replicate the distribution of light that gives us day and night, depending on the proximity of the source of light. It's easily done. Everyone knows that, and you can look it up. If you're new to that, that's fine, but just look it up, right? And the way that we determine sunset time is with the equation of time, which uses the apparent sun. It uses the mean of the apparent sun. So we don't even use the globe model and a physical location of the sun to determine sunset time or day and night distribution. In the real world, we use the equation of time. So you can replicate this on a flat earth. It goes in the globe earth and flat earth basket. It isn't exclusive to either one.
Now, how does this, and I'm going to kick it over to Dave after this question, but I watched his debunk video, which is a little bit older, but has a zillion views. So congrats on that. But there's like, let's say you have this coffee cup caustic, right? And his claim is that there's like perpetual night, daylight in this spot and perpetual night in this spot, right? Am I representing that accurately?
Yes, near the solstices, there are places with 24-hour night and 24-hour day.
So how does that figure into this?
Yeah. Look, okay, I'll share the screen so everyone can see it.
Okay.
Does that work? We'll just do that. So I gotta find which one it is. here we go. Okay.
I got you.
Okay. If you see here, this is a demonstration of the coffee cup caustic. Okay. That's what this is.
Right. That's a solid glass paperweight.
So if you look, you put a dome over at the top of the flat earth, you're going to take a light source. It's going to give you see the distribution of the equinoxes and the solstice right there below it. Now watch what the light does. Now look at it wrap all the way around the outside. Okay, this is called coffee cup caustic, meaning if there was a
No, that's called refraction. That's called refraction. That's basically a lens. It's not caustics. Sorry, pal. All this out here would be caustics. How you're getting these stray reflections from the internal surfaces, that's the caustics. But no, this is just refraction.
container on the earth, it would literally have to do this. It would have to do this. And yes, all the mathematics has been shown, and I could pull that up if I need to.
Well,
Now see here, this out here, that's caustics. These are the caustics, right? These stray reflections, and even this dot here.
So
What I
the
wanna
math
do
has been
is-
shown.
I want
He doesn't even know what the fuck he doesn't even know what this is called. So he just heard this somewhere. Someone either Bob Nodell or Rob Skiva said it, and he just repeating it. He didn't even bother to look it up.
to give while you pull that up. I'm going to give Dave 3 minutes to respond because we went over. So I want to give Dave. I'm like I'm kind of keeping it rough, but just try to keep some semblance. So I want to let Dave respond to
Yeah,
this.
I don't need 3 minutes. It doesn't perfectly match. It's just a very hackneyed demonstration that kind of sort of makes a shape. They're not showing any kind of actual model that directly correlates with all the positions. So number one, it absolutely does not correlate with the times of day and night. Doesn't do it.
See, if you took if you took a glass dome and did that, it wouldn't do the same thing. It wouldn't do the same thing. You would probably get the caustics, but you wouldn't get the refraction like that. See, they needed the refraction of the lens distorting the light, so it only does half of it. So that's probably why they did that.
But second of all, it also creates gigantic problems because in order to get this, you're pretending that there's this dome, magical dome, or whatever the hell you're talking about that's giving this effect, which number one isn't there, right? You cannot demonstrate that this dome is there. But number two, it creates other problems because if you're saying that the sun is outside of this
But it's the necessary antecedent.
dome, then you don't get to have the sun inside the dome for the magical explanation for tides and all these other things that don't make sense on a flat earth that you're pretending that the sun and the moon do, right?
Yeah. Now, when Dave mentions this is another point of contention. I just, you guys are going at it, but I just want to keep everyone else in the loop. There is one of the points of contention is whether or not in the flat Earth model, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, is whether or not the sun is inside or outside of this hypothetical dome. Because in one case, it's responsible for the tides and this, that, and the other. And then the other case, it's responsible. What is it? Tides and what did you?
Storms, everything.
See, not all flat earthers agree that there's a dome, but I guarantee all scientists agree that there isn't.
Yeah.
Right? Coriolis,
So what
why
is the-
storms rotate in opposite directions depending on the hemisphere. Everything.
Oh my gosh.
So, okay. All right. So, Austin, I'll give you,
Oh my gosh.
go ahead and respond to that.
Well, I never.
Yeah. So we don't know what's above us because you can't freely
Yeah, we do. Dumb shit. Yes, we do.
just shoot stuff up as
You don't, because you're dumb, but we do.
high as you want to. Okay. And GPS cuts off over a certain height. It's all militarized. But there could be layers to it. I don't know if you've ever thought of that, Dave, but there could just be layers. There could be multiple layers. And yeah, we know the sun affects things here. Tides don't work. You just gish gops. Tides don't even work in your model. You can look
Gish what? Gish gop? What the fuck is gish gop? Is that what he said?
and GPS cuts off over a certain height. It's all militarized. But
No, it doesn't. GPS doesn't cut off at a certain height. You dumbass.
there could be layers to it. I don't know if you've ever thought of that, Dave, but there could just be layers. There could be multiple layers. And yeah, we know the sun affects things here. Tides don't work. You just gish gops. Tides don't even work
Gish cops? What? He just made up a new word.
in your model. You can look up a paper by a Harvard paper, a century
Tides
of
don't
tidal
work.
theory
Okay,
failures.
gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very simple. But this was if the whole debate is just, hey, let's just start spamming Austin with questions of how would this work on a flat Earth. That's not a debate. You're supposed to support the claim the Earth's a spinning ball. I showed direct.
And you're supposed to support that the Earth is flat. That's how a debate works. You take a side, he takes a side. It isn't Earth is a globe. Earth isn't a globe. It's Earth is a flat. Earth is a globe. But you know you can't defend your flat Earth. All you can do is pick at these things that you think are wrong, and they aren't. You're just dumb, dude.
Falsification of it in my PowerPoint. So
And I
avoiding
pointed
that
at
is like
very
is
simple
totally
observations, like the
disingenuous.
rotation of the night sky depending on latitude, and you
Okay.
can't answer. You just say the word perspective and run away.
So Dave,
No, I got
Yeah.
3 words out and you interrupted it.
No,
Yeah,
no,
okay,
you were
okay,
free
so-
to answer. That's all you could do.
let me
You,
both give
remember we did the whole thing with the clock on the ceiling, and you have no idea what you're talking about. You
Well,
said
let's
that.
do- fellas.
Okay,
let me
never
do.
mind,
Let
go
me
back.
do. Let me do. Okay. I'll play ball. I think that's fair. Why don't I give Dave and Austin both blocks of time? Dave, defend your position. I'll give you 5 minutes enough. You think?
No, we
That's
don't
it.
need to. I mean, longer chunks of time are just time for word salads, right? We need to actually.
All right.
discuss
Defend
this.
that the Earth is a globe, and then when you're done, I'll pass it to Austin and let him
Yeah.
defend that.
Well, I mean,
right?
look,
That's
I'm
what you're
just-
asking for, Austin, right? So I'm gonna do that.
I want him to rebut the specific falsification of the globe where we see things from hundreds of miles away that should be obstructed by literal miles of vertical
Yeah. Okay,
curvature,
pick one
including
thing.
silhouettes.
Pick,
'Cause you
pick
don't.
one thing. Pick
Those are
one thing
lies.
like that. Okay, so
you go.
that is the question.
Okay. The
Dave,
question is,
go
why
ahead.
do we see too far? And the answer is, we don't. Sorry, they're all lies. Every time you do a picture like that, you're lying about the distance, you're lying about the elevation, right? The altitude from which the picture is taken. You're just lying, right? All of
What
these
is the,
things.
what is the
have been debunked.
picture you're talking?
Or they just don't understand that if you're at a higher elevation, you're going to see farther because the ground is lower and can't get in your way as easy.
About? Is this a picture where it's like, oh, here's a mountain that's
They
really
just take pictures and like, look at this thing that's so far away, we shouldn't be able to see it. Or like, here's the Chicago skyline from across the lake, well, we shouldn't be able to see it.
Right. I mean, the truth of the matter is, if the Earth was flat, we don't see far enough. I mean, there's no reason a mountain, if you're on top of another mountain and there's another mountain that you can see and you can't see the bottom of it, there's no reason why you shouldn't see the bottom of it. Or a ship that you can see, there's no reason why you shouldn't not see any part of the, you should not see any part of the ship.
They're just always lying. They're just
Ever.
lying about the distance. They're lying about various.
Bro, those were
all these-
everyone I showed was from a professional photography website that has nothing to do with flat Earth, with
So?
all of the information listed.
Austin,
Your
can you give me-
model
can you
doesn't
share
claim
one?
that the distances are wrong. That isn't
share
your
one?
model's answer.
No,
Austin,
you
can
guys
you
just
share one?
lie. You guys just lie. That's all it is. You just lie about how far away things are and how high.
It's
the
a
altitude is.
professional photography website. It has nothing
Okay.
to do with flat Earth.
Well,
Can you,
I
share,
don't-
can you share one so, so people can see what you guys are talking about?
yeah,
Please.
show the-
Sure.
Anyone you want, as long as Dave agrees that it looks good. Share one that you think, Austin, that you think. I'm trying to, share one that you think supports your position, and then Dave can debunk the photo, or he can share his criticisms of the photo. And while he's looking that up, I want to give everyone a chance, let you know. I'm joined here by 2 creators, 2 commentators, both Witsit Gets It Done on YouTube, linked in the description. It's at YouTube at Witsit, and as well as Professor Dave. Also enjoyed your Terrence Howard video because I think he actually is legitimately insane, but that I don't know. But the
expected virality on that one, yeah.
yeah, that was all right. Yeah, but both guys create content. One of the people in this room are banned from Twitter. I don't want to name names, but the otherwise you can find them on Twitter or Dave, is there somewhere else where you want people to look for your stuff other than
Nah.
Okay.
YouTube.
One of these guys in the room is also propped up by all the algorithms.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
I
That's
make
not
popular
debating.
content, man. I make popular content because it's
anyone's
funny. to
popular-
Wait,
watch
you're
algorithms.
prioritized by the algorithm.
No, I'm things that people like to watch are
No.
prioritized by the algorithm.
If I Google
Nobody
Witsit gets
watches
it, you
guys
come
'cause
up.
So few people are stupid enough to fall for a flat Earth, so nobody watches you guys. I
Well,
make
Dave,
content
listen.
that's interesting.
If I YouTube Witsit gets it geocentrism, a literal stream I did, you pop up. Can you
Okay.
explain to me why you're popping up when I search for me? Okay, let's not play games.
Let's try it.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
it's
right now.
YouTube admitted in Congress they deprioritize
Witsit.
flat Earth content because it's misinformation. So
Geocentrism.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, grumpy old mechanic. Good to have you here. Just saw you there. Hey, Stanley Tools. Anybody else come in? Real Cygnus, Halco, Stephen Jarvis. I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I got if the Earth is flat, what's under it? Shorts.
Yeah,
Solar
that's what I
system
got.
from Earth's
That's
Of
what I
perspective.
course, because it's heavily censored. It doesn't mean it's true, but we don't have to play this game that like
I
you're
got a
not
cheap
propped
game
up.
video.
Jeff recommends popular content, but I make very good, informative, educational content.
Look at that. What do you wait? Go down. Go down. What do you have to do with
Okay.
Witsit gets to geocentrism? What
third
does what does your video have to do with it? You
I
just
don't know.
proved my point live for the whole entire audience.
Maybe I
Thank
put
you.
the keyword geocentrism in there. I don't even remember what my keywords are.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
You don't know. You don't know what my keywords are.
I know for a fact you did it. So anyway,
You don't have
let's
access
get
to
back
my
to the
YouTube
photo.
because
studio. You don't know what my
I've
keywords
tested
are.
this because you're the number one propped up anti-flat Earth. Dude. They admitted in Congress that they consider it misinformation, so they deprioritize it and they prioritize the information correcting the misinformation.
Correct. They don't censor you. If you were censored, you wouldn't be on YouTube.
That would be you, according to them. So they prioritize you. If you look up anything flat Earth related, you get Professor Dave. Okay, we all know that content blows the rest of your content out. That's why you got so many tens of millions of views.
Look, I have 1,500 tutorials. Do we really want to talk about my education?
No, bro, I'm not even. I hope like good luck, brother. I'm not hating on you or your success. I'm just pointing out.
No, you definitely.
I'm literally not, dude. If you make $400 million, I don't care. I wish you would. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm just pointing out, bro. I'm just pointing out.
Awesome.
The objective fact that it's CPART.
Awesome. I love you, but hold on. Now, here's a picture that Austin shared. Nobody denies that this picture exists. Austin, what do you say this is showing? Now, remember, I keep bringing it back because people who are watching aren't as balls deep as you guys both are in the topic. You know what I mean?
Sure.
This is just a picture to me. What?
See, if this was a flat Earth, you wouldn't have any hidden height. You wouldn't have anything hidden.
What does this show?
Okay. So this was the world record at the time. It's been beaten now for the longest line of sight photograph ever taken. This is a mountain called Pic Gaspard. Okay. And it was so now on a globe, if I look out, the Earth should be curving and blocking things in the distance, similar to how I can't look around a corner, right? If I look, it's like looking at a hill. So if based on your height,
taken at 12,000 feet though, right?
Correct. Right. So what you do is you pull up Earth Curve Calculator, you put the observer height in,
okay,
and then it'll tell you where the horizon will be, and it'll tell you how much of the target hidden height there is. So this is from the Earth Curve Calculator, official calculator. And if you look at it, the observer was 9,000 feet up. The target hidden height, meaning how much Earth curvature should be there, is 16,000 feet. And the top of the tallest part of the mountain is only 12,000 feet. That means the top of that mountain should be 4,000 feet below Earth curvature.
Okay. And then Dave, what do you say to that?
Two things. One, I cannot.
It's probably drop.
Not verify any of those numbers. Those could absolutely be fabricated by you. And number two, we're not doing any of the math. So those are two things that are not being verified. So instead, let's talk about something purely conceptual and intuitive. Why can we see farther with elevation?
You're on the screen. Be careful.
What happened?
I know.
Awesome. Okay.
No,
I was just saying.
This guy's just denying basic math.
I put my own home address on when I didn't realize it. So I was just telling
no.
And no calculation for fraction.
Yeah, I guess a good look.
Okay, let me finish the thing I was saying.
Go ahead. Sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
So we can't verify any of these numbers. So instead, let's just talk about something very simple and intuitive. If we are looking at something at the horizon, if we go up in elevation, we can see farther. That is not intuitive on a flat Earth because that actually increases the distance to the horizon, right? If you're going up, now there's an additional distance, right? If you get a hypotenuse, that's always going to be longer than the leg there. So why can we see further with higher elevation. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, that's insanely incorrect. So you
What-
change your angle of view.
Correct. Okay, so just address the point, right?
I did.
Okay, go ahead.
Within,
You just said it was
within
No, you just said it's incorrect. You need to explain how it's incorrect. See, you can't.
7
What's
seconds.
incorrect?
He
Austin,
made a claim
you're
that
here
it doesn't
and you're
make any
looking
sense.
here.
It's
If you go up,
basic
this is
math.
even farther now, right? If you're here and you're looking at something here and you go up in elevation, that thing is now further away from you. So why can you see further with additional elevation?
Because you're increasing your angle of view.
Increasing
You
your
didn't
angle
know
of view,
that?
you
No, your angle of view always stays the same, dude. Your angle of view always stays the same.
can see how can you see a further distance? We're not talking about an angle, a further distance. How can you see a
Because
further
now you're changing your angle of view, so you're increasing your angular resolution and the things that you can pick up in the distance. Also,
Why does
the
that make
ground
it be
ramps
further?
up due to perspective. Dude, just
Ramps
imagine,
up?
just think
What?
about it simply. If I was on a flat floor and I laid my head down on the floor, as I start to stand up, I'm going to be able to see further along the floor because
No, you won't. You'll still be able to see the same distance along the floor. Still the same.
my angle of view increases. This is again not exclusive to a globe Earth. And you deflected away from the observation that refutes the globe again.
Because I can't verify any of these numbers or the math. They're just lying about them.
Okay, so if the numbers are correct, then you concede it
Sorry.
refutes the globe.
Probably not. No.
Okay, then answer it as if the answer, because these are not my numbers.
Okay, I don't know that.
Everyone at home's going to be able to go look it up. It's a official professional photography website.
I
It's
just
not
want
anything
to
to do with-
let you guys both know. At the start of the show, I did a poll. Just so it's with about 3,000 votes, it's 65% Globe Gang, 35% Flat Friend, which I thought I'm going to run it again at the end because I thought this would be fun and a fun
Well,
experience.
nobody's going to change their mind here. Let's
Well, you're probably true. So
No.
you've watched online debates before, Dave. So the yeah.
Well, no, not really. I mean, he brings his flat Earth, people, and I mean, they impervious to facts and logic, so they're not going to change.
Says the guy that
Their
says
mind on anything.
ducking a picture.
Yeah, I'm ducking a picture because it's a picture, right? I'm talking about very simple physical concepts, right? I'm talking about observations that we can all agree on, like the observation of the celestial sphere rotating counterclockwise versus clockwise, that you cannot explain, that only makes sense on a spherical Earth, that we used in ancient times to prove that the Earth is a sphere. That's why sphere is the default position that you're trying to undermine by talking
But hey,
about
real
random
fast, can we show some intellectual honesty? I understand that you don't.
Excuse me? Can we? Who? What do you mean, white man? Who's we, white man? You can't show intellectual honesty. Okay? Jesus, this guy.
Don't know these numbers, and fair enough. Okay,
fair.
you
We
should
don't
want to
know.
verify them.
Turn it on
That's
the
fair.
end.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm asking you in good faith.
Mhm.
If the numbers were correct, which they are, what
Hold
would
on,
be
you can't
your
say that
response?
part. You can say if the numbers were correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an intellectually honest question, and it's actually disingenuous to avoid addressing the evidence just with the cop out that I can't verify the numbers right now.
It's actually really not, because when you have an entire model that is all interconnected and all observable phenomena are explained by that model, one singular datum, like one photo, is not going to be powerful enough to undermine an entire model. If the numbers were true and if the math wasn't fudged, then I would say, okay, there's probably some kind of atmospheric effect or some kind of thing that I am not aware of that is making us see a little bit further. Maybe it's something that particular day. There's a particular humidity, or it's clearly over water. That's going to increase the atmospheric refractive effects. None of these observations are ever done over land. I think that's why. Same with the skyline of Chicago. They're always done over water for you guys. So there's something clearly, just one singular explanation that is missing. And that's why one datum is not going to undermine an entire model that explains every single thing about the world that we live in, from everything we see in the night sky to geological phenomena to just absolutely everything in our world, right?
So hand wave dismissal.
I mean, it is amazing how similar real life is to the heliocentric model, but yet they don't believe in it.
red herring fallacies, appeal to possibilities. That's your
Walk the
rebuttal.
dog,
Okay, we can move on.
reification,
All right, let's move
fallacy,
on to
name a
the-
fallacy, fallacy.
Let's move
Do you,
on
do
to
you,
different.
do you know that fallacies are important, Dave?
Now, I know that you guys name random fallacies to pretend that you've won something when you didn't. That's
Can
You
I-
literally appealed to possibilities. You said there's probably something that could possibly be happening. You literally did a textbook appeal to possibility. It's
okay.
it's all
and
good.
You're pretending that one observation
Okay.
is worth more than thousands
No.
upon thousands of observations every single
Okay.
day.
I showed 10. I showed 10. It doesn't matter. You're just affirming the consequent and reifying your model by
Here's a
saying it
picture.
explains everything. What about the
You're like
micro
Dubé.
long?
We see too far. We see too far. We see too
What
far.
about the long
Doesn't
distance
mean anything.
radio waves? What about when we shoot radio waves line of sight?
That's
thousands
called
of
sporadic
miles?
E propagation. It bounces off a layer of the atmosphere.
Okay,
Well,
that's
all right, hold
called
on, fellas.
skywave propagation.
Okay, hold on. fellas.
Sporadic
Hold on,
E
hold on, hold on.
propagation.
Everyone's had their say on that. Okay, let me ask you. Another thing that I found fascinating as a normie is the contention between the what do they call you, Dave? A glober?
I don't know.
What is the name?
Heads, globe.
Globe.
I don't care.
And then so the globe people and the flat people is the idea that's one of the things that I saw Austin talk about and you talk about was that essentially 5,000 years ago there was a different North Star, and the question around whether or not the stars move, because that is actually paramount to the idea that the Earth is rotating around the sun versus the Earth being the center of the universe. So Austin, I'll go to Austin, then I'll go to Dave, and then next time I'll start with Dave. So in the flat Earth model, is it that the stars? Can you explain the stars thing to the layman in the flat Earth model?
Okay. Wait, the star thing? Like the question you just asked about the star moving or something else?
Well, I thought maybe I misunderstood. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought the flat Earth mindset was that the stars did not move. Is that not true?
Sure.
Am I wrong
Okay.
about that? Okay.
Okay. Well,
Or correct
the
me.
claim
Yeah.
there is a claim that the North Star used to be a different star, and it's a very vague, ambiguous claim based on like architecture. So there's no actual legitimate evidence verifying that. For all legitimately recorded history, we have Polaris. But there is something called a kinematic equivalence, which sure that sounds fancy, but it's not.
Hold on. I know you're explaining it, but you didn't add. So is it? What is the flat Earth position on stars? Do they move or do they not move?
They move every day. That's called sidereal rotation. If you mean over time, there does seem to be a slight progression of the stars. But what I'm trying to explain is that isn't
Okay.
exclusive
Yeah, go
to the Earth moving or not moving, right? It's called kinematic equivalence, which is what relativity is about, relative motion. It's like, oh, is the plane moving or am I moving? You can never tell. That's what the globe model says. So anything that moves in the sky could by default not prove that we were the ones moving according to the official globe model. That's the point I'm making. It's called a kinematic equivalence. So whatever the stars are doing, because we can't go back thousands of years and verify if the North Star was different, whether it was or wasn't, it doesn't prove the
Okay.
Earth is moving.
So Dave,
Nick.
your response to that?
Yeah, a couple things. Number one, the North Star became Polaris in like 600 CE or something. So it's actually
6,000 years ago or something. Yeah.
No. Way more recent than that. Polaris. I mean, it was Thuban in the times of the Egyptians. Became Polaris. So that's well documented. But furthermore, we don't need to do that. We can very accurately observe Milankovitch cycles. We can see the precession of the rotational axis happens every year. It could be measured, and then there's parallax and all these other things. But that's not really what matters, because again, he's trying to do this thing where he doesn't have to where he's pretending that geocentrism doesn't assume a spherical Earth. When the argument was going on in the Renaissance, early Renaissance, about geocentrism and heliocentrism, we knew that the Earth was a sphere. So every time he does this kinematic equivalence thing, the kinematic equivalence he's trying to refer to is whether the Earth goes around the sun or if the sun goes around the Earth, not doing little donuts on a pizza land. That's not an equivalence. Those are not equal things. We're talking about one going around one or the other going around the other. Those are the two things. So geocentrism, you often try to defend a geocentric model. It assumes a spherical Earth. That is an actual model that can, to some reasonable precision, describe the motions of the celestial objects and put them where they're supposed to go and predict quantitatively where they're going to be. Flat Earth doesn't have that. You don't have any model. You don't have any way of saying this is where the planets are going to be. This is when an eclipse is going to happen. Any of these things. You absolutely cannot do any of those things. That's why I told you in the beginning, if you want to defend geocentrism, that's totally fine. We can talk about how we know that the Earth moves.
So he destroyed his kinematic equivalence bullshit. I like that.
Which is a completely different topic from knowing whether the Earth is round or flat, because geocentrism uses a spherical Earth.
Okay, response to that.
Hey, Hasido. This happened just now. This is, I think it's over. Drunk Debunk Show is not on now, and he was covering it, so it may be over. But yeah, it's live.
Austin.
Okay. So what's happening is I'm specifically addressing the singular point in your gish galloping.
I'll be right back.
No.
So like, you want me to address everything you just said,
You're
right? Like for one,
kinematic equivalence has nothing to do.
How about
with
this? Just I'll throw it back to you real quick. Why is geocentrism exclusive to the Earth being a sphere?
Because it's a model that works. Flat Earth doesn't work. It doesn't explain anything we see, like the observations of the celestial sphere that you keep running away from. You cannot explain why the stars rotate one way in the north and the other way in the south. You cannot explain that.
All right, I'm going to take my time back and let me respond to everything you said, because you didn't answer. So the answer is that it's not, because with everything
you didn't answer. That's fine.
You didn't. You just started talking about Star Trails again. So with everything going on in the quote unquote universe, you said universe wouldn't exist. No, maybe not as you've defined it, but with everything going on, all the quote unquote planets, everything moving around, the Earth's shape doesn't matter. You just project that relative to your projection. You create a transform relative to your projection or your assumption of motion.
Observations of the night
Buddy,
sky,
I let you finish. Chill out. Okay. So
let him finish. Let him finish, Dave.
So the truth is that all observations have shown that the Earth is stationary. We have the cosmic microwave background, which showed anisotropic inhomogeneous distribution of energy, which is the exact opposite of the heliocentric prediction, and intersected on the Earth. The 23.4 degree axis was on a non-local observation. Dude, define word salad.
You're just using words. You're trying to pretend that cosmology proves the Earth is flat. Then all cosmologists would be flat earthers. Do you have any idea how insane you sound? No, it's not. You're pretending to understand cosmology. You're pretending.
What did I say that was word salad, Dave?
No, I'm saying it's word salad because it is word salad.
Yeah, I said that was word salad.
We're talking about the shape of the Earth. You're defending a flat Earth, which we figured out it isn't true in 2,500 years ago, and you're trying to talk about modern cosmology to try to talk about this when you can't even explain naked eye observations of the stars in the sky.
Okay, look, they're directly related. The idea is that the Earth is a tilted, wobbling, spinning sphere that revolves around the sun. The alternative is that the Earth is a geocentric, stationary plane. Both of those are directly related.
Sphere, that is a stationary sphere was the alternative. Prior to heliocentrism, we thought that it was a stationary
Stop interrupting.
sphere.
Hold on.
You keep going off the rails. I got to bring you back to what we're talking about.
Hold on, guys. Okay. I'm getting some flack for allowing too much interruptions. That's on me. I know that both of you feel passionately about this, but please try to keep that to a minimum. But I do want to say, most importantly, I think it's really important and really cool that both of you took time out on a Saturday night to get online and do this and stream. And I just want to thank, I just want to give a shout out. I don't care who people back who are watching or whatever, both channels are linked in the description. Witsit gets it or Professor Dave. Ideally, you'd subscribe to both and consume both people's content and make up your own mind. I just want to before emotions heat up too much, just say, hey, I appreciate you both being here. I know that it's a weekend night. Can I, if you'll allow me, I'm getting called a coward for not bringing up The Edge, apparently, which is, I assume, one of the more controversial opinions and Austin, I think it's fair for you to say, hey, I showed up and I'm the one that has to answer. I'm the one that has to defend all our positions. But I also think that's a result of the fact that the spherical Earth is the commonly accepted opinion. So
Sure.
I want to be fair, and I'm not doing awesome at it, but I'm trying. So I want to say, like, if there are specific positions against the sphere or against that you want Dave to answer for, I want to give you that opportunity. But one thing that is what I found fascinating today was the idea of the ice wall or Antarctica. There's a lot of craziness around that, because what I thought, just being unbiased, trying to be unbiased, but I guess being honest, that is very hard for me to believe. Because people can literally go to Antarctica. It's like I watched a lot of Flat Earth video. I told you guys before, I watched almost 8 hours, and I was like, these bastards better show up, because I spent my whole Saturday watching Flat Earth videos. But like, I was watching like the Antarctica thing, which is a common talking point, and people go there all the time. So what is the Flat Earth position about the rim? Basically, that's what people in chat are asking that. What's going on the edges in the Flat Earth? And then Dave, I'll give you a chance. Is that okay? And I'll give you a chance to respond to that. Okay.
All right. First of all, to address the first part, I'm cool with asking questions. That's the natural response, because Flat Earth is so out of left field for most people.
Yeah.
But that's more of like a normal conversation thing, not a like he's supposed to be debating me thing. But it's all good.
Okay.
I'm pretty chill.
I mean, I can let you guys just go at it too, if that's what you want.
No, it's cool. I'm gonna answer your question. Okay. This is the typically held position. You cannot freely and privately explore past the 60th south latitude, okay, which is a ring around the outside. So to independently and freely identify and verify what all is out there is not possible. Do people go there? Yes, you can go on approved guided tours. Most of the time, it's like just a couple locations. They say it's super dangerous. I have a friend that this is anecdotal, but a former NASA employee was stationed.
Yeah, it's fucking dangerous. It's really fucking dangerous. You get there, you're not going to want to explore. What's to explore, Austin? Snow?
There for 6 months. He's a flat earther. It's admittedly the highest elevation on Earth. So when people say ice wall, I mean, there are videos and pictures of what you would call an ice wall. It's the highest elevation on the Earth.
Hold on. Highest elevation on Earth in Antarctica?
Highest average elevation. So not like Mount Everest, the highest average elevation of a continent.
Okay. That might
be. So we're saying we don't know what's there. And oftentimes people get this straw man. It's like flat earthers say you can't go to.
And you're terrified to go and find out. So you're terrified to go and find out. That's the problem.
Antarctica, people go there all the time. No, we're saying you can't freely and privately explore it, right? Like if I let you in my house, but you couldn't go upstairs,
and that doesn't matter.
You couldn't tell me what was upstairs, right?
Right. But would that make your house fake? Would that make your house fake? No, it wouldn't, would it?
I would know.
So are you going to go with Will Duffy to the South Pole? He's paying for you.
I told him when he first emailed me, before I even knew who he was, that I was open to going. I had specific parameters, which is that they can't take my words out of context and make a hit piece like they always do, that they have to be forthcoming about all the funding and all the stuff like that. And I said I would go. I have no reason not to go.
Hold on, Dave.
What's up?
Can you explain the Will? Because I know about the Will Duffy thing, but most people watching.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was getting these emails and not even knowing who he was, so I didn't reply. But this guy Will Duffy has been emailing flat earthers and people who make flat Earth debunking content about paying to bring some people to the South Pole to observe the 24-hour sun.
He's like some eccentric billionaire guy, right?
I don't really know anything about him, and I don't know how much money he has. I don't think he's a billionaire. I think he has enough money to pay for a couple people to go.
Because I will go. I'll do the South Pole tour.
I wouldn't. I have things to do, but I would love for some flat earthers to go and see the 24-hour sun. And most flat earthers are already making excuses. Weiss is saying he doesn't want to go because he's evil, Satan or something. I don't know what he's talking
Austin
about.
Said he would go.
Okay, that's great.
And Dave's position was that he doesn't respect people that are dishonest and hide behind anonymity and stuff like that. So whatever, I said I would go because, dude, I'm not scared of anything. I'm a flat earther.
Did he contact you?
Yeah. He sent like a mass email, and when I saw it, I responded. I said, dude, look, I'll go. It has to be transparent and honest. People have stolen money. They claim on their videos they're going to fly us, and then we contact them. They're like, I'm not going to actually fly you. That's just for my YouTube video. But he still has a GoFundMe up to make flat earthers look bad. So I said, if it's honest, I'll go. I'm not scared of the truth, dude. I'm a flat earther because you can go see mountains from hundreds of miles away consistently. Like it doesn't add up. The math doesn't add up. So anyway, and
Can I bring it back?
I
Sorry,
don't know
sorry,
how
sorry.
that's going to manifest, but as of now, it looks like it could be me and Jaron going with, I guess, Dave McKeegan or something. But
Well, I give you.
and when we
props
don't
for
see the
going.
24-hour sun,
What are you going to have to see? So if you go, all right, right here and right now,
What if you do?
you go, you see 24-hour sun, you come back, you make a video. Because look, I saw this in Dave's video. I feel like I've saw you, and I have also. Everyone's been wrong. It's not like a big deal. I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying what will it take? Like if you go down there and you see 24-hour sunlight, you'll come back and say, all right, cool. I'm cool. It's global. I'm a global guy now. What would it take if you went to the South Pole for you to change your mind?
if I saw a 24-hour
There it is.
sun that does a 360 around me, like the Go predicts, I would
What would that
readily
look like?
admit like that does.
What's a
What's up?
360 around me look like?
Like the sun should just do a full circle around you and never set, just like it does in the north in the midnight sun.
In
It should do the
Alaska.
same thing in the south.
What does
Yeah,
it look like
if
in
that-
Alaska when it's light for 24 hours there? Do you
It literally does. If you're far enough north, you can just see the sun do a full circle around you, which is what the flat Earth predicts as well. What's up?
Dave, do you have any issue with that? I don't know. I've never been there. I'm
No,
asking.
great. I can't wait. I really hope they go, and then when they come back, that's the end of flat Earth because that will be it. And we.
That was-
Well, let me finish what I was saying.
That would be one-
Like
Okay. Yes,
it,
go ahead.
it would match the globe. I would step back and be like, "Whoa, I don't expect it to." So I would admit, yeah, that's weird. That matches the globe. That's not expected on the flat Earth, from my understanding. Blah blah blah. I'd openly admit it.
Isn't that what you just did to me about the photograph? Or I was thinking of another explanation.
What? No,
Or-
no. I didn't even say that yet, but maybe. But a more definitive test actually is to charter a plane, fly far enough south, have multiple mechanical gyros spinning up that maintain rigidity in space. They should tip over as you go, and then it should flip over. So it should tip and flip based on the curvature of the Earth. If say that test,
So the definitive proof of the globe is no longer relevant. It's just this new thing you came up with.
and the 24-hour sun was actually manifested, which I don't have high hopes for, I would, if I found out for sure the Earth's a
Hey, grumpy old mechanic. I didn't say hi to you. I gave you a wrench. Hey, West Side Girl reacts.
globe, I would be the first one to come out and admit I was wrong, because that doesn't
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Dude, no, you wouldn't.
prove one.
Right.
One
I like
thing doesn't
that,
prove is that we're flying through space. It doesn't prove any of this other nonsense.
Okay, well, let me ask this. So, I feel like
I moved my camera, so I'm not like this.
Austin's been on a bit of the hot seat. So let me pose a question to Dave. I watched a bunch of your videos today. I actually really appreciate. I can definitely tell you're a teacher because all of your PowerPoint slides gave me PTSD back to my college days.
I'm good with slides.
Yeah. I actually, when I was getting my master's degree, I still had a professor that used overhead projectors that he had like written in the 70s.
Old school. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've heard the terminology around flat Earth several times in your videos about grifting, right?
Mhm.
What is the grift? Like, what is the grift in saying that there's a flat Earth? Can you?
It's lying to gullible people to get their money. That's what the grift is. It's fraud.
Can you kind of describe that? Because
If it was insurance or real estate, they'd be in prison. They're selling something that doesn't exist.
I don't see a lot of these flat Earth guys being like, "Give me money." Like,
Well,
so what is
It's
it?
just a little cult, and there's super chats, and they do the conferences and all these things. That's all it is.
So there's
It's not like a
conferences.
huge grift. It's not like Scientology.
Yeah, and the donations to blow NASA wide open. Yeah, stuff like that.
Or something, but
Okay, we all agree Scientology is a huge grift, right?
I hope we all agree that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, flat Earth doesn't make you money, bro. I get demonetized all the
Really? You don't make any money? How can you afford your where you live, dude? How can you afford that?
time. I'm deprioritized.
Yeah.
I had to lose a 6-figure job offer because I had flat Earth videos online.
I lose a 6-figure job. Fuck off.
Okay.
It is if you were gonna grift, why would you pick the thing that doesn't make money?
Because
He's whined about that for 5 years.
you're
Like, it doesn't
incapable of
make
a
any
better
sense.
grift. If you could do I've been debunking Billy Carson and some of these guys on the Rogan thing. That guy actually makes money lying about archaeology and ancient aliens and stuff like that. That would be a smarter grift.
What?
Okay, anyway, but this is the problem. People are going to get so triggered that like Dave's not being forced to actually address his improper claims.
Okay, well, what is
I'm
it?
just going to be real. I'm just gonna be
No,
real.
he's right here. He's right. Okay, hold on, Dave. All right. What is it? Articulate the question that Dave has not answered, and then Dave, the floor is
All
yours.
ears.
Okay, yeah. So, like I explained earlier, when we looked at the cosmic microwave background, it actually showed that there was. He called this word salad, anisotropic.
Hold on, wait. What is it? I just want to. We're not all. Remember, we're not all. So, what did you say? The what microwave?
It's called the cosmic microwave background, CMB, which is just you send something up high in the air and you read the electromagnetic radiation. There's the visible spectrum of light, then there's the non-visible spectrum. It's
I heat up my lunch in a cosmic microwave background, or a cosmic background microwave.
pulling in all the data from the light that you can't see with your eyes.
If
Right,
you've
the
ever
CMB.
researched flat Earth,
That would be a cool brand name. The Cosmic Background Microwave Company.
you know this image, right? Dave's seen this.
Probably,
image.
yeah.
He is a good moderator. Yeah, it's a good show.
Most
It has
people
nothing
certainly
to
keep.
do with flat Earth. I mean, this is cosmology.
Oh, hold on.
It's-
Yeah, but hold on, Dave. Hold on. Just let him. Yeah. Just let him.
It's about It's
Go
about
ahead.
is the Earth moving or not? So in the current model that the Earth is flying around the sun, the universe, whatever, all the energy should be evenly distributed. That's called homogeneous, and it should be isotropic, meaning it has no preferred direction. Okay, but what they saw was that it was inhomogeneous and anisotropic, and actually the part that had a preferred direction intersected on the Earth. And they ended up calling it the axis of evil. And then what they saw was that this anisotropic inhomogeneous distribution of energy was actually on a 23.4 degree tilt, which was supposedly the Earth's tilt, but it was observed way beyond our quote unquote galaxy, which means it could not have been the Earth tilted. So it's a major problem. The CMB matched the geocentric model.
Wait. Okay, awesome.
Because nothing else can tilt ever, right?
So you're talking. Okay, so this image, right? The CMB model, right? You're saying, how does this? One thing I'm a layman, so I feel like I'm speaking for just regular people who are watching. What about this? Should Dave talk about when it comes to the sphere heads? So when you talk about the microwave, whatever, how does this relate to flat Earth?
I've got 18 people here. This is awesome. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Is what my question is.
This is just about if the Earth is geocentric or not. If the universe is geocentric.
Okay,
so
that's a different conversation then, right? Because the
it's not though.
The planet
it's not
could
though.
be yes, it is, because the planet could be a sphere but still be geocentric.
It
right?
could be. Yes, that's right.
Okay, so it is
But
different.
the point is that the mainstream model we were all inundated with was that the Earth is a spinning globe. So the alternative is that the Earth is
Inundated with, no, we were taught that. We were taught that, not inundated. What are you talking about?
stationary plane. And what always happens is the people that believe in the spinning globe, they want to avoid the burden of proof for both of those things, curvature and motion. And if
Right, I've satisfied my burden of proof. I've proven that the Earth spins and is a sphere. So you've never proven that it's flat, ever. No flat earther has.
they think they can say what's an eclipse, then somehow they don't have to explain all the evidence that shows the Earth's not a spinning globe. And that is illogical.
Austin, how do you explain eclipses? You brought it up. I didn't bring it up. So
Well,
I
can we
don't
wrap
know.
this one up first. I mean, let's not jump topics here.
Okay, I'll shut up. You're right, Dave. Thanks for keeping me in line. Go
Yeah.
on.
You can go whatever we want after this, but no, this is what Austin relies on. This is why he's so incapable of doing.
But what does
talking
it
about-
supposedly prove? I'm sorry. So
No,
what does
That the Earth's in the center of the universe.
got it? Okay, Dave, respond.
Okay, so no, it absolutely doesn't. Otherwise, cosmologists would all agree that Earth was at the center of the universe.
Yeah. Yeah, the professionals who study this stuff would all agree, but they don't.
Right. This is all freely available information that you're finding on Wikipedia. If this demonstrated what you're saying it does, that would be the consensus among people who study this for a living. It is not. And that doesn't do what you're saying. You're just saying it does. This is what you do, right? You need to talk about esoteric aspects of modern physics because your viewers don't understand what you're talking about and they just believe you, instead of talking about very simple things like, which I want to keep bringing you back to. Why is it that people looking in different directions can all see the Southern Cross at the same time? Very simple, intuitive things. These are what we should be discussing.
Sure. Okay. So hand wave dismissal, appeal to consensus, and
It's not hand
appeal
wave. You're
to
just
appeal
lying
to
about what
authority.
this says. You're just lying about what it says.
You said if it said what I said, all the experts would agree. The
Yes, but
consensus is
also it
that there
doesn't
is
say
no
that.
the consensus
The
is that
CMB
there's
is homogenous. The CMB is
the-
homogenous. This is common knowledge.
the consensus is that there's no legitimate explanation that's agreed upon for it. And it was originally rejected and then redone and showed the same unexpected results and then done again and shown the same unexpected results. That's the actual truth. There isn't a legitimate.
Actually, it says a heat map of temperature fluctuations in the cosmic microwave background. It doesn't say that the CMB is unhomogeneous. The temperature fluctuations are inhomogeneous.
Consensus answer from your paradigm. Doesn't matter. When you want to keep talking about the stars, you said look different directions. Just like when Dave Weiss was talking to you, he tried to.
I mean, cosmic micro blah, blah, blah. CMB is microwave radiation that fills a space in the observable universe. It is a remnant that provides an important source of data on the primordial universe. With a standard optical telescope, the background space between stars and galaxies is almost completely dark. However, a sufficiently sensitive radio telescope detects a faint background glow that's almost uniform and is not associated with any star, galaxy, or other object. Where in that does it say that it's inhomogeneous? Where? He just made that up. Hi, Mary. Who's Mary? Hello, Mary.
To tell you magnetic declination's a thing, and you called that jargon and said that that wasn't a real thing. You're just making up words.
I didn't say you made it up. I just said he's saying magnetism for no reason because it has nothing to do with what I was talking about. How is magnetic declination?
Everything's magnetic, dude, right down to the atoms. Atoms are magnetic. I saw an interesting, oh, hey, Mary. I saw an interesting thing. I posted I reposted it, I guess. The North Pole is not the North Pole. The North Pole of the Earth is the South Pole of a magnet, or else the North Pole end of our magnets, our compasses wouldn't be attracted to it. So the South Pole is actually at the North Pole.
Going to allow you to see the same thing by looking in different directions. Explain. You go ahead. Go ahead and
You have
ask
to
the man what Weiss said.
We're going to see that you didn't follow him then either. And that is that you're talking about directions. You're invoking cardinal directions. How do you determine your directions? So if you're going to use a compass, according to your paradigm, when you get to the south, the magnetic declination gets way worse.
Why do I need a compass?
No, see, if you hit like 80 degrees south latitude and you use a compass and you just point it south and you just look south with a compass, you would be looking in different directions of everyone else who's looking south along the ice wall or along the that line of longitude or that line of latitude. And that's not what we understand reality to be like. So you don't need to know which direction you are in relationship to somebody else. You just need to know that you're looking directly south, and so are they. See, it's a cop-out.
Can I use geographical phenomena? Can I point in a particular geographical direction by known landmarks? Don't we know on a map?
How did you know? How do you know the exact? First of all, when you're looking at the stars all the way to the Southern Cross, what known landmarks are you going to use?
Anything on the tips of those continents. What are you talking about? You're standing at the tip of a southern continent. Look, I'll give you, let's say you're off by a degree or two. Okay, fine. We're looking a little bit this way, a little bit that way. On the graphic that I showed you, they're looking in completely different directions, all seeing the Southern Cross at the same time. It doesn't make sense. You can't.
First of all, it's not a degree or two, Dave. It is dozens and dozens of degrees. If you go far enough south, it is actually 170.
No, it's not dozens of degrees, man. It's not.
9 degrees at one point.
How far south? Very near the magnetic pole?
Yeah, in your paradigm, which your magnetic pole's in the ocean. But the point is dude, if you're gonna say I'm looking south for sure, you're relying on magnetic declination corrections. Okay, but that's the point Dave was making. You hand wave dismissed it, and it's just a fact.
I can go outside of my house and look north without looking at a compass because I know which way north is on a map. Do you use a compass every day to orient yourself, or do you just know which way the cardinal's directions are?
Yeah, but in the
but
north we have a polarity
that's the flat Earth mating call. Yeah, but
to go off of, right?
No,
and we have like
on a map, on a street, walking around the street, you've got a grid of streets, you know which way is north. Do you need a compass to do that?
Well, actually, if you use the compass, it will show you different directions over time. I'm asking you, how do you
show you different directions over time? What the hell are you talking about?
verify south?
Use geography.
How do you dude, how did you verify the exact cardinal direction of different geographical input? Okay, but let's just anyway. You don't
listen to him trying to squirrel his way out of this. Oh my God, he can't admit that he's wrong. He can't admit that flat Earth is impossible.
Understand that point apparently, but it doesn't matter. Even
or
if
you're just desperately pivoting.
Yeah.
No, dude. You
yeah, you're desperately pivoting.
Said that it wasn't a real thing, and now
I
you
didn't
think
say
it's
it wasn't a real thing. I said you're
Zero-
just bringing up magnetism for no reason because you think that's going to save you.
It's
almost verbatim what I said.
How else? You're saying the only other way to verify it is to look at geography.
Dude,
okay,
no.
So you're pretending that if I'm looking at what I know is south on a map, that
no, he's not pretending that the only way you can do it is to look at geography. You are denying that you're trying to rationalize your way out of understanding it. You're like, well, you can't use a compass because if you go too far south, then the compass doesn't work right. Well, you're not going too far south. You're up like at South America where compasses work just fucking fine. I mean, listen to him.
I could somehow be pointing basically north or near north. Is that really how much of it's just distortion you think is physically possible when you're just using a map to look south?
You don't just use. Okay, I'm trying to.
I mean, you could see it like, I don't know, at 30 or 40 degrees south latitude. You don't have to be that far south, man.
Explain to you that in your paradigm in the south, the magnetic declination gets crazy. In theory, could that be true? Sure.
Where does it get crazy? How close to the magnetic
Below
pole
the
do you have to
equator,
get in order for it to get crazy? How close?
Wherever
to the
you're
magnetic
viewing
pole?
the Southern Cross from is far enough south that the magnetic declination is a significant factor.
Is it
No, it's not. It's fucking not.
though? Because it's not really that close to the magnetic pole.
No, but it can still be 40, 50 degrees magnetic declination
No, it
in
couldn't.
your paradigm.
No, it
Yes,
couldn't.
you can go to
No.
magnetic-declination.com
No, man, no.
and look it up. The other thing is there's something called an azimuthal grid. So we actually see the world in a little azimuth grid. That's
No, we don't. No, we don't.
how we measure it, right? That's how we measure the stars. We take our zenith,
No, we don't.
and then we take elevation measurements down to
Right,
our azimuth. So it gives you a little dome. Now, when you actually run this through a software, you will see that if you had a bunch of stars circling over top of you and you had this little limit of vision that was a dome, you'll actually see the stars appear to converge at a point where they're actually not converging and
No, you don't.
circle around that point. We have replicated it, so we actually expect it. The problem is we need to verify the exact cardinal direction to even put that input into the software to know for sure, to give you a flat Earth model you all beg for, and it is impossible to 100% verify the cardinal directions that far south. So
hold on. All right. Okay.
You
so
have
I'm
no
getting-
such model. You have no such thing, or you would have shown it. You would have all been celebrating it in all your videos. You can't.
we've shown it. We have shown it.
Well, bring it up. I'm going to let you bring it up, Austin. I want to say
Yeah,
this. Go ahead.
Bring
Take a
that
minute.
shit
Bring
up,
it up.
man.
I
Bring that shit up.
want to be respectful of everyone's time. So I wanted to keep this to, maybe 30. Are you guys okay with 30 more minutes? Is that okay? Or
Yeah.
20, 30?
20, yeah.
Okay. So are you guys okay with, I want to just pull the pin on a grenade, chuck it in and back out and let you guys go at it because I'm getting yelled at for interrupting too much. But also, would you guys be okay with the last 10 minutes of the show? We looked at some viewer questions. Is that okay? So can we do 20? Are you guys okay with 25 more minutes or no?
Yeah, it's
I am.
around
That's
there.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But I just to
No,
me,
wait,
look,
wait,
dude,
wait, 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 wait. Hold on. You good with 25 more minutes?
Yeah.
Austin, Dave. Okay. So I want to let everyone know. Hey, again, I'm getting a lot of shit for being, maybe interrupting too much, but I just want to let people. I try to pick my spots, but what matters most is that these two gentlemen spent Saturday evening with me. 3 dudes on a date on Saturday night. We obviously could have been out there slaying puss like incredible chads like we are. But make sure you check out their channels in the description below. Witsit Gets It has obviously a wide variety of content available,
Out slaying puss. Oh my God.
as well as Professor Dave. Please support their channels, and please, independently, if they have Patreons or whatever, support them directly. Obviously everyone's pissed that I haven't brought up the ice wall, the edge, or the dome. That's the last thing I want to end on. But I did want to ask you about this video. I'm a big SpaceX guy. I'm a big, I'm a big space guy. We're on SpaceX
I'm sorry,
right now.
bro.
Starlink. I know. Sorry. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's a lot of it's fake, brother. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what people say.
No, it's not, Austin. It's really not.
So when we watch this, I won't watch it, but right. So this was the space jump, right? We can obviously see the Earth is digitally or not curved,
Yeah.
right? This
Mhm.
guy, jumps out. This is when I think flat Earth, I've actually, because I watched this video like in real time because I'm a space dork. Keep that in mind when we discuss, not that my opinion matters, it's really the viewers' opinions that matter. And then I'll ask them in 5 minutes. So I want to bring up the conversation.
Actually, nobody's opinion matters.
Actually, you know what?
Not in this realm.
Is there something that either one of you, Dave or Austin, that you really want to, like, I fucked up and I didn't talk about it? Because you've already given a bunch of your time. Should we not talk about the ice wall and the edge or the dome?
Well, I think I already addressed that. We can't freely privately explore there. It's highest elevation in the world. Some people think that's what it could
you
be.
talk about. Yeah.
You can all go to the
Well,
South
you can't
Pole.
fall off the edge of a lake or a pond. We don't know what's beyond it. Could there be more land? Sure. Could there be something contained?
You can fall off the edge of a lake or a pond. You can stand on the fucking edge of a pond and fall into the pond. What the hell are you talking about? What do you think you do when you fall into a lake?
Meaning it
You're falling off the edge.
that touches down. Sure. We literally can't
You
freely and privately
dumbass.
explore it. So we don't know. It's kind of like saying, do you fall off the edge of a lake though? Like, no,
Make
Antarctica
sure-
would serve as the shore.
Make
Okay,
sure
well,
you
let
go
me-
to the South Pole with Will. Make sure you get over there.
I definitely,
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, go be a man up, dude. I mean, you're gonna pay your way. Dude, come on, man. You're scared. You and Jaron both are scared. No, Professor or Flat Earth Dave is scared. He backed out.
Okay, so
Can we address the Felix thing though, since you brought it up?
Go ahead.
Okay. So
He's
yeah, I
talking
guess-
about the diver, right? The Felix.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
go ahead.
So it
Fake, CGI, fisheye, CGI, fake, Flat Earth.
looks like the Earth is a ball, obviously, an extremely small ball.
He's in
though.
lower Earth orbit here. He's not
No,
like.
he's not. He's 180,000 feet up, so that's actually very low. And
said lower
this was
Earth
sponsored. Real fast. This was sponsored by GoPro. So this is a GoPro fisheye lens. If you look at the video, the angle from inside the cockpit or whatever you want to call it, you can actually see the horizon's flat. So Neil deGrasse Tyson himself came out and addressed this idea that like people think that Felix was so high that he could see the curvature of the Earth.
That's from the cockpit. That doesn't look flat.
No,
to me.
that's not. That's from outside, still using the GoPro.
Well, that's
Now, look,
exaggerated.
you can
we
prove.
can admit that is exaggerated curvature.
Yeah.
'cause it's on a.
The
it's on a
curvature's still
squish-
there.
Yeah, it's on a squish.
Well, you say that, okay, but according to even Neil deGrasse Tyson, you would never see the curvature of the Earth from that height because you'd only be 2 millimeters.
According to Neil deGrasse Tyson, the Earth is a sphere and orbits the sun and spins and flies through infinite space. That's according to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
meters above a typical blown up beach ball or whatever. But
What about that?
the point that's important here is I've heard Dave say, and I don't watch Dave, so I'll be honest with you, bro, but like I listened to a few minutes of it earlier. I heard you say something.
You should watch your debunkers, dude. That's time well spent.
No, I've watched some of his older stuff. Okay. It's all the same stuff, bro. But anyway, so this is the problem.
That's obliterating your position.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, with all strawmans. But look, this is what I want to point out. Dave said that this guy was in his balloon and it maintained the momentum due to the conservation of momentum with the spin of the Earth. So when he fell out, he maintained that momentum.
Yeah.
Felix Baumgartner landed like dozens of miles in the opposite direction.
Well, he accelerated though. When you watch this, he did not maintain his position, right?
But if you're spinning underneath him, why would he fall in the opposite direction?
The opposite direction. What's going on while he's falling? Is there no interaction with the atmosphere? Is there absolutely no change in what's going on?
Well, there's not much atmos up that high. You could say once he got down, he started drifting.
Atmos isn't a word.
If that's what you want to claim. I mean, I actually looked at the weather data. It seemed like there wasn't much wind. I'm pointing out that your claim that he was just following the Earth is patently false. He fell like 40 miles in the wrong direction.
Okay, well, on a
that
flat
isn't
Earth, you're
curvature of
supposed
Earth.
to be going straight up and straight down, so it actually obliterates your position. I don't know what you're gloating about here.
What?
I didn't know
On a flat Earth,
video.
they're going straight up and straight down. Why would there be any discrepancy in where he lands if it was a flat Earth?
Okay, it wouldn't obliterate my position. We can both agree now it has something to do with wind, and your claim that he was just following.
Oh, okay, so you're going to backpedal? He used your argument against you and proved you wrong, and then you're going to backpedal? Very good, man. Very good.
With the Earth is ridiculous and stupid and not true.
Ridiculous and stupid. That's obscene. But I think much more importantly, what you absolutely can't explain is why that guy fell down.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
the gravity calculation. Gravity. Let's do gravity. Let's talk about it. Let's.
Because he has weights when he's more dense in the air and he went down.
What is weight?
It is mass times gravity. Mass is volume times density times downward acceleration. Gravity is little g, which.
Right. Gravity is the downward accelerated force. That's what gravity is. Congratulations.
Is just downward acceleration, 9.8 meters per second squared, which you falsely claim that we can't derive, but you can do that with a kinematic equation, strictly a kinematic equation.
Get me 9.81 meters per second squared without using the mass of the Earth.
Literally, you can do it with a kinematic equation. It's also been done with initial height, velocity, and time will give you the same exact 9.8 meter second value. That's just the effect. Did you know that 9.8 meters per second squared is just the effect? It isn't even like the claimed cause.
What do you mean the claim cause? It's a value. It's an acceleration due to the mass of the Earth. That's why G changes with radius, with elevation on different celestial bodies. That's why G is different on the moon. It's different on Mars. You think that's all fake, of course. But So very, very simply, you cannot explain why things fall down. You just can't do it.
I can. You can't. Everything. It's more dense in the air. And so the question would be, why is there up?
Why does it go down?
Why is it down? That's your question.
Less dense too. The air above it is less.
So it's because of density. Well, then why does a density column stay mixed up under free fall? If density is the issue, then why, if you only leave density, does it not work?
Less dense should fall up.
Why is it? What?
The
Dude,
air above
you're more dense than the air. It doesn't matter if the air above you is less dense than the air below.
Why does it go down? This air is less dense. In fact, this air is even less dense than this air. Why does it go up?
Okay, why would that mean it goes down?
What do you mean, why that mean? Because the mass of the Earth. The mass of the Earth is the reason things fall down.
Dude, Cavendish, dude.
Helium. Why does helium rise?
Dude.
Because it's less dense than air.
There you go. It's less dense than the other air.
Gravity pulls the air down more than the helium.
That's what you think.
The beach ball goes up in the air, in the water.
You're just reifying your belief, and this is what's even funnier.
How's it reification? I'm not doing anything abstract and turning it.
Yeah, because you have a concept. You have a concept of gravity in your mind, and you're attributing.
No, we don't have a concept. We have a law of gravity.
Credence to it and just assuming it's true by treating the concept as if it's actual.
Because I know that it's exclusively an effect based on mass and not electromagnetism, as you pretend. You absolutely cannot use electromagnetism to explain anything that gravity explains.
I've never said electromagnetism. There's a downward electric current on the Earth. There's actually another falsification of the globe. We have a uniform.
Magnetism are not part of the same thing. What do you mean not electromagnetism?
We have a vertical electric field on the Earth, and it has a 100-volt per meter increase. It's equipotential increase. It's a vertical electric field. It's a vertical electric field, and it's uniform. And so we have 100 volts per meter. Now that's impossible. That's impossible. Yes, does it increase 100 volts per meter?
No, it dissipates with elevation, which is why Felix can't be falling down due to electromagnetism.
Does it increase 100 volts per meter?
For like 100 meters.
No. Your model claims it's like 50 miles.
Okay, look, even if whatever.
You're so wrong about everything.
It's hard to understand them when they're talking at the same time on a fast speed. So
why doesn't anything fall up? Austin? Why doesn't anything fall up?
I
Electromagnetism is both attractive and repulsive, right? So some things are attracted to the Earth. Why isn't anything repelled from the Earth? Why doesn't it fall up to the other Gaussian surface or whatever you want to talk about? Why doesn't anything fall up?
So first of all, so radial distribution of a sphere would not allow you to have equipotential parallel surfaces that are 100
Why are
volts
you
per
jumping
meter.
away from my question? Why does it?
No, I'm finishing my point. Then I'm just letting the audience hear the conclusion of the point.
Let him answer. Let him answer.
So that's the conclusion of the point
Equipotential parallel surfaces.
that Dave previously avoided, which is that radial distribution of a sphere could not replicate what we have on the Earth. But you said, why don't things go up? You mentioned my middle school experiment or whatever you called it, right? Where I actually made something lift, and I did it with iron filings. I did it with multiple different materials, even insulators. So you said that doesn't count, and I can't make big objects.
Yeah,
I can't make big. Okay.
Hey,
did
look,
you know that physics scales?
The bigger an object is, the more charged particles there are in it, right? So the effect should be greater. Why can't you do it with a rock or a person? Why don't we see anything fall up ever?
Because you would have to increase the amount of, say, electrostatics you introduce proportionate to its weight, which is, again, mass, which is volume times density relative to the pressure mediation of the atmos. Wait. My question is,
yum.
Dude, what did I say that was words?
Love it.
So,
all of it. You're just saying words.
all of it.
I'm asking you why
You're
things don't
just saying
fall up.
words.
In a field, particles of opposite charges are accelerated in opposite directions, right? So why can't you make anything fall up? Why doesn't anything on the Earth fall up? It's a very simple question.
I'm trying to explain it.
A lot of people fail up. I'm just saying.
Fail up.
Yeah. I'm trying to make it. It's really a simple concept. So
you can't answer the question. He can't. He's not that smart. All he can do is mimic what he heard from Ken Wheeler. That's it.
When you have something that has weight, that's volume times density. Okay, that's mass, and then volume times density times acceleration. Little g is just downward acceleration, just an effect. So whenever that's the case, that pressure mediates
acceleration due to gravity.
Accelerate.
That's what you guys believe. That's what he thinks. Okay. Yeah. Little g is just the effect. It isn't exclusive to any belief. Okay. Well, everyone keeps invoking little g as if it's proof of, I guess, the bending and warping of space and time or whatever.
We don't even have to go with electricity. Or I
know you can't go that route. Trust me. We know.
Well, no, you can. Relativity is one of the most corroborated theories in the history of science, but it doesn't matter.
No, it's not.
You can just use Newton. Well, it is.
It was falsified in 1933. Fritz Zwicky was off by 99%.
Definitely was never falsified.
Let me ask this question, dude. It's a simple question. You said that my experiment doesn't do anything. In reality, what I did was manipulate the electric field, and then it caused the objects to go up, even though that they were heavier than the air.
He rubbed a balloon on his head. That's what he did. He just he spent a lot of money to rub a balloon on his head, thinking that had something to do with gravity.
Apply an enormous electric field to overwhelm the effects of gravity. You took a different force, electromagnetism, to overwhelm gravity for a teeny tiny little object, Right. Once again, what I just said, a very massive object, a lot of matter, has more charged particles. In my body, there are many, many more charged particles than a tiny piece of styrofoam.
What about
the effect be greater? Can't we accelerate up? Can't we levitate? Can't we fly? Why not?
I just have a simple question. You won't let me get it out because you know you won't.
I just answered it.
Ask the question then. Ask the question.
Okay, I've tried like 3 times. It's simple. You're saying that doesn't count because I can't do it with bigger objects.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
What bigger objects? Why are you doing air quotes around bigger objects? He doesn't know how to air quote.
Physics scales.
Yeah, so a larger object, more charged particles, the effect should be greater. Why?
Yeah, that's what that means, Austin.
Doesn't anything
so you agree though that if I do the same principle on a bigger scale, if I increase the force proportionate to the object, I would be able to make things go up. And your claim that you can't do it with bigger objects is completely ridiculous, non sequitur.
Countering gravity. You would be countering gravity. I'm just
reifying gravity again.
Stop saying reification. Do you have any idea how dumb you sound when you say
reification?
Hey,
come on now, come on.
Okay.
You're just begging the question over and over, dude. You're just saying, I promise.
Hold on, fellas. We're
Listen,
we're bringing it home.
You can only do this with a Van der Graaf generator because you are applying an external field to overwhelm gravity. You're saying that out there in the world, it's all electrostatic. So we shouldn't need a Van der Graaf generator. Out there in the world where this is an electromagnetic effect, and we know that electromagnetism is both attractive and repulsive. Out there in the world, why doesn't anything fall up ever?
Okay. First of all, depending on the environment, say like your hair will stick up during thunderstorms. Bumblebees literally do something called non-contact pollen detachment. They fly over top of the flowers and the pollen levitates. Literally, there is naturally occurring phenomena that's based on the electric field of the earth. You're saying we're adding an external force? No, we're manipulating the force that's already. Let me finish. We're manipulating the force that's already there. I didn't add anything. Everything that exists is electrostatic, right? Which on the smallest scale is 10 to 36 power stronger than.
What does Austin sound like he's trying to sell us a fake Rolex?
Your belief in gravity and all molecular
Or it sounds like he just got caught trying to sell a fake Rolex.
and intermolecular attractive forces are electrostatic. That means all objects that exist are held together by that. So you're acting like I'm adding something that wasn't there.
I know that.
No, I'm just manipulating what was there. Now you do the same thing with your belief in gravity. Isolate gravity and prove it's true.
They've done that through the Cavendish experiment. They isolated the force of mass attracting mass 90 degrees to the downward acceleration, so it would not be affected. So there you go.
Yeah, things only fall down. That's it. Well, I'm asking you why things don't fall up. All you're doing is citing, a bumblebee does something. These are all teeny tiny objects where electrostatics can overwhelm the effect of gravity. Why doesn't a rock fall up, or a person, or a car, or anything ever?
Or a cow.
Let me ask this.
Because the pressure
or a puppy
mediated by the density relationship and the way
ketchup bottle
it makes it go down. It's pretty simple.
Okay. I feel like you both.
What was that? Hold on, I was being silly.
Statics can overwhelm the effect of gravity. Why doesn't a rock fall up, or a person, or a car, or anything ever?
Let me ask this.
Because the pressure mediated by the density relationship and the way it makes it go down. It's pretty simple.
Okay.
The pressure, what? The pressure and the media and the density, it makes it fall down.
I feel like you both.
Those sure were words.
Okay. Oh my God.
So, dude, that's pretty bad look.
Well, hold on.
It is a bad look for you.
All right, hold on, gentlemen.
Oh my God. They're just words he pulled out of his head and put together. Tried to make a sentence.
What I want to say is that you both have been extremely well behaved and entertaining, and I want to let the viewers, of which there are many thousands, get in for a few minutes. But do I dare bring up Cavendish? Do I dare bring up, because that is a point of contention, right? Of that matter attracts matter, right? That disproves.
It's like about 20 more minutes.
Gravity, right? Like I'm a very large fat man, very attractive young, but not young. Why did I say young? That's creepy. Very attractive thin women are often attracted to me. But let's actually not go down that. Let's not.
Don't say the quiet part out loud, man.
Not go down that road. It's probably too complicated. I want to let people.
Yeah, because everything's electrostatic. It's way
See, I can say that because young to me could mean 40.
Stronger than gravity's claim to be.
Yeah, but they shield for electrostatics.
If you have a lot of questions like that, it's like, we can have a conversation in the future, man, whether it's streamed or not.
It's maybe down the rabbit hole too far.
Young to a 20-year-old, that's a little questionable.
I just want to, this is the only thing that I really want to know, Dave, before we move on, bro. Like,
all right, go ahead.
You said you didn't think the numbers were correct, whatever, you dismissed it. Then you said maybe there's some type of atmospheric effect. Do you agree, though, that refraction is the bending of light, which means that a silhouette can't be refracted because it is the absence of light?
What?
A silhouette? No, a silhouette is the boundary between an object and its background. Are you talking about a shadow? Because a shadow is the absence of light. See, we couldn't see a silhouette if it was an absence of light.
Can a silhouette be refracted?
If you're seeing something, there's light traveling to your eyes.
So but the
mountains,
mountain should be below the curve of the earth. right? But we're seeing the silhouette once it gets backlit, which means you need a line of sight to the physical object blocking the light.
I don't know, man.
So we
you're
falsify the
doing.
book.
Oh, I saw a thing. Therefore, everything we know about physics and science in general is wrong. It's just not going to fly.
Dave
sorry.
Dave concedes defeat. You heard it here first.
Okay,
He conceded the Earth is flat. Everybody knows now. Dave conceded.
It's so easy to go against flat earthers, just dismiss all the uncomfortable evidence and ask about
It's not
things
uncomfortable evidence. You just make up bullshit.
like just ask about
Yeah, it's your opinion, and you make up bullshit, and you fudge the numbers, and you lie, and you don't understand stuff, and then you claim a victory.
random things that we were taught when we were 5. Like, well, then how does this work? And like, whatever. I mean, if
I
you think
ask you
that's
very
how it
simple
works.
things like why does the night sky rotate in opposite directions in opposite hemispheres? You have yet to answer that. You have
Answered
yet
it
to
directly.
Okay, go ahead. Repeat
You said
that.
if you
Repeat
look
your
a different
I
way,
did.
it'll rotate a different way. That's just
No,
toddler-
I said first of all, it's
toddler
you have to
logic.
verify cardinal direction, which when we go to the south, we actually use immense magnetic declination corrections, which could be skewing where you
I'm
think you're
saying
viewing.
looking
That's
at
just
the
a
celestial pole.
just
with your
a
eyeballs.
fact.
Looking
Let
at the
him finish.
celestial
Let him
pole with your
finish, Dave.
eyeball.
Let him finish.
that's just a fact.
But
And
he's
then,
just galloping. It's just word salad. He's just saying words to deflect. from
dude,
the thing
stop
that he's
using the
saying.
Yep, he can't answer the question. He can't answer it. He's deflecting and trying, and like he said, gish galloping, trying to avoid it.
term word salad. You don't know what it means.
It means you're just saying words that aren't saying anything, which is what you're doing. That's what it means, and that's what you do. Right?
But you can never give specific examples of when I did it.
Just now, what you just did. I'm asking.
I said
looking at the
that
celestial
magnetic
sphere,
declination
what does that have to
in
do
the
with it?
south. What?
What does it have to do with what I'm asking you?
You have to determine your cardinal direction. And then the second part is
No,
because
you don't.
magnetic declination.
No, you just have to be facing south. You have to be facing south. And, you know, there's maps that correct for magnetic declination. You know that? The area you have between true north or true south and magnetic declination, there's maps that correct for that. So use a map. Dumb shit.
Magnetic declination corrections are immense in the south.
You're confused
That
about
makes
what I'm
it very
asking you.
difficult
This
to
isn't this
verify
other
cardinal
cross country
direction.
directions thing.
Right. On the south pole, it would be immense. But no, it's not that big a deal like at 80 degrees. Or no, 10, no, like 80, like 10, 20, 30 degrees. Wouldn't be that big a deal.
I'm asking about rotating counterclockwise versus clockwise. You have yet to answer that.
He's going all the
Okay,
way
you need to
back,
determine.
just so the viewers know. Hold on. You guys are both.
Yeah, I mean, like, so you just need to be turned 180 degrees away from the other rotation and see the other rotation. That's what you need there, Witsit. That's your cardinal direction. Okay, it's looking away 180 degrees from the place that has one of the rotations. Now try and find the other one anywhere on your flat Earth.
Being really great, by the way. Like, you're being very respectful, and I appreciate
I mean, you just fucking corrupt, crooked, lying, fucking conniving.
that. Dave, I
Sad.
believe, is going back to his literal.
The first thing I said.
The very first thing he said. Yeah, the globe.
This is all recorded. I tried to answer it the first time he asked it.
No,
He
well,
interrupted
it's all
7
recorded.
times. I've
You
answered
said
it 3
if I
times.
look in a different direction, it'll magically spin the other way. That's not how things work.
no,
If you put
I
a clock
said
on the ceiling,
specific-
it's gonna go clockwise no matter which way you face. Sorry,
I
buddy.
said that we see this does require usually some visualizations to understand it. We see in a little dome. It's called an azimuthal grid. You can go to Stellarium. That's how we map the stars. We have
Now, Stellarium uses the heliocentric model in its source code, dipshit. That's what Stellarium does. Has nothing to do with flat Earth.
a zenith position, an azimuth position, and we measure elevation angles. When you do that 360, it gives you a dome. That's how we view the sky. NASA themselves have articles talking about how we see the sky to be a dome. We have an equidistant limit of vision. It's like a little dome. If you were to replicate that with a bunch of
No, we don't have an equidistant limit of vision, man. We can see a lot further than you think we can.
spinning stars and you looked out towards the edge of this dome, it's going to make them look like they're converging and spinning
Oh, thank you, Rachie. I appreciate it.
around the central point, even though they're literally not doing that. We have replicated
How does
it.
it spin the other
Therefore,
way
we
in the
would
other
expect to see it just like crepuscular and anti-crepuscular rays when the sun's setting in the west.
Right, we do see it. We see crepuscular and anti-crepuscular rays. And between the two, the rays are parallel. So not since you brought that up,
west, it'll look like it's in the east at the same time, and the rays will converge to a point, even though it's just based on perspective.
Okay.
That isn't
right. So how do they converge at the other end, at both ends, and be parallel in the middle if they're not parallel?
objectively a viable answer for the star
It
troughs.
is not a viable answer. You're just saying words like crepuscular and perspective to appease flat earthers who have no idea what you're talking about, because you cannot answer how things rotate counterclockwise in one hemisphere and clockwise in the other.
You know what
which,
anti-crepuscular rays
is
are?
Explained perfectly by this model. It turns.
You know what
this way,
anti-crepuscular rays
and
are?
that's- Well, what? Tell me what they are. Go ahead.
So you called it word salad, but it's just that you don't understand the terms.
It doesn't
Okay,
matter,
so-
but you're just taking it's a jumble of words. It's not that each word doesn't mean something. It's not just literal gibberish and syllables. You're taking words that are words and putting them together to make a salad, like your lettuce and your croutons and your things like that.
Oh, those things are cool as shit. Those things are cool as hell. There's a magnet in them. I believe that's how they work. There's a magnet in those things that's connected to a motor that spins at the, I don't know if they spin at the same rate of the Earth or maybe faster, but the magnet rotates, but it's locked to the Earth. So the ball that's inside the clear plastic ball moves. There's a fluid in there that keeps everything lubricated and keeps it from, stopping. And it has a magnet inside the inner ball, and it rotates on a motor. It's basically a round motor with a magnet in the middle, and it just rotates and it moves it. They're cool as shit.
That's why I tell you of yum yum word salad. You cannot explain what is. Can you concede that this makes perfect sense visually, intuitively, just spatially? Can you at least concede that this makes
already
more
did.
sense than what you're saying?
No. I mean, I would say that if it is exactly south, yeah, of course, that's what the globe predicts. But we
So you're
made the
admitting-
globe.
Yes, if we look exactly south, we see the Southern Cross, or we see whatever the Southern Cross points to, Sigma Octantis.
So
model
you're
for-
admitting that the globe Earth explanation for the way we see stars moving in the sky makes more sense than
No,
everything you just said using random buzzwords that you.
no, I didn't say that. But this
Well,
is
He actually didn't say that. He said it could make it makes sense on the globe. He said that makes sense. But he didn't say it only makes sense or makes more sense.
the point I
Everyone
want to
watching
make
Got to call him on that.
here
can
too.
tell.
Look, Dave had to deny that the default
He tried to put words in his mouth. He tried to be slick. I see what he did.
position is that the Earth's a stationary plane.
It's not the default.
That is a
position.
fact.
No,
That is
it's
literally
not
a fact. So
That's just a thing you say.
wait. Whenever we fly a plane, do we treat the Earth like it's flat?
No, we don't. We don't. When you're training to fly a plane, you do. But when you're actually flying it, no, you don't.
It doesn't matter. We're just flying.
Oh.
We're not talking about the shape
Well,
of the
okay,
Earth.
hold on,
We're just
hold on.
traveling.
If
it's a default
if that's
position.
true, hold on, Austin.
No. The measured shape of the Earth is the default. Your opinion is not.
If that's true, as the debunkers point out, when you fly on the southern hemisphere, or why do planes take direct routes as opposed to following the flat Earth map? Because it takes the same time to fly from Australia. I think that what is the example you used, Dave?
Sydney to Santiago,
Sydney
over the
to Santiago.
Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this one because we didn't get to it.
It's always obfuscation away from the point that the
Well, he
actual
asked the
physical
question.
flying of the plane
We're not
requires a
we're
flat
not getting
stationary.
anywhere. So he asked the question. I'm just going with him.
I just think it's
asking.
funny. I just think it's funny.
All right.
Okay,
All right,
but
well-
yeah, I know all the
I just think it's funny. The man has no fucking shame. None at all. I mean, he's getting destroyed. He's getting every word he says is getting thrown back in his face as being false. And he just, yeah, I'm smart. Yeah, I'm winning.
debunks. They're not debunks. Are with me sitting in this chair right now.
They are. You can't explain.
No, they are debunks. You're just too dishonest to admit them. You're too dishonest. You're too much of a grifter, a con man, a charlatan, a shyster to admit that he's right and you're wrong. Because there's more money to be made in doing this than going out and getting a job.
No,
explain that
okay, I'll
flight.
just
You
go ahead
can't
and explain it. So
Santiago
if you
to me.
say you fly from Sydney to Santiago, one direction actually takes significantly longer than the other return flight.
How much?
Then
It
if you
doesn't though. It doesn't.
Half
It
an
it
doesn't.
hour.
objectively does.
Yeah, by minutes.
Have headwinds back way. It's like 30 minutes. That's all.
No, there are flights that are up to 3-hour difference. So okay, that's a
Not when I
fact.
looked it up.
Now, everyone can verify everything I'm saying, and you can
Yeah,
go to 24-hour flight radar
Why would it
and look at the
matter?
data.
It's still
You can go to
impossible.
24-hour flight radar, look at the data. What you'll see is it says the plane's going, say, 550 miles per hour, right? On the globe, obviously, you just have a similar distance both ways. But if the time is different, they're obviously not going the same speed. So what that proves, right, because speed equals distance over time. So what that proves is that the data we're being given about how fast that plane goes is wrong. You can Google plane goes 800 miles per hour, and there will be articles talking about planes catching
800
jet
ain't gonna
streams.
cut it. You're gonna need
Wait,
like 2,000 miles an hour.
Okay, but planes can't. No, you don't.
Sure,
That's
you do.
ridiculous. You guys.
That
see,
distance is like triple or quadruple the distance that makes sense for the amount of time it takes. So are you going
No.
to pretend that there's some
Yes, Austin, this has been debunked, man. It's been debunked. The plane would have to go like 2,000 miles an hour.
crazy wind or personal tornado that makes it fly
Hey, Karen B's Unkept Bush. How you doing? Good to have you here.
quadruple the speed to get it
Oh,
over
the
there?
hurricane.
And also, why doesn't it go the route that makes sense on the flat Earth? Why doesn't
Well,
it go that
let me-
way?
Okay, first, if you assume the Earth's a globe with a projection, that doesn't prove the Earth's a globe, and it doesn't. So
If you're using a projection, it proves the Earth is a globe because that's what it's projected from.
you're asking me,
assumption.
are
How
the
does the flight
pilots
work?
in on it? No, the pilots aren't in on it. I know tons of flat Earth pilots. They weren't.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You know a lot of liars who say they're pilots.
They thought the
There
Earth was
are
a globe.
no
Most of their
flat
career.
Earth pilots. That's a lie.
Well,
See, this
okay,
is what I'm
hold on,
saying. You
let
have to lie about stuff like that,
You're
dude.
the one
It's so
lying.
weird.
There's no flat Earth pilots. Ask any pilot if the Earth is
My-
flat. They'll laugh in your face.
I
wife-
know
They all
My
take
wife-
great
multiple.
circle routes. They take great circle routes
My-
that are.
Can a
based
circle
on
exist on a
Earth.
flat Earth?
My wife is a pilot.
No, a great
My wife-
circle.
Does anybody want to talk to me? My wife's a pilot.
Yeah.
What does she think? Bring her in.
She does.
Dude, I have an Air Force pilot that reached out to me
I
of
saw-
30
yeah.
years. That's a
Yeah.
flat Earth.
Cool.
That's true. Totally.
I don't want to.
See, I was saying you have to deny basic reality.
Why is it so crazy to think that you could be making that up on the spot?
But
Why
what's
is
what I'm
it-
saying? How-
Hold on a second. Either I let these guys go at it for 10 more minutes, or we answer viewer questions.
I feel like we've gone good time.
I feel like
Let's
we're
do-
there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're there.
I
So
got
I
stuff
want
to
to pick
do.
a few of these. I'll stick around live for a few minutes after I let these guys go. I want to just like give a digital. I mean, I don't care what side you're on. You know,
This guy named Kane Rast says, all caps, I am an ex-atheist, aka globe believer. And yes, with 3 S's, it's damn flat, 3 exclamation points. Globe never exists, and it was satanic lie. 10 exclamation points.
thank you both for being here and for being so passionate,
Amazing.
and being so engaged, and and being just great. Obviously people are going to think whatever they want to think, but I hope people are entertained. There are many not many tens of thousands, but there's over 15,000 people watching. So a lot of people are entertained on a Saturday night, and they could have been watching some garbage. So this is obviously much better. I will read them all after I let these gentlemen get on with their Saturday nights, but I wanted to pick some that I thought.
Can we do like a 60-second closing or something at some point?
Absolutely. I'll do a 2-minute, and then because you guys should we coin flip for who goes last? It's like a criminal trial, right? So generally the prosecution goes last. But I'll just say
I'm indifferent.
okay. Well, then we'll let Dave go first. Someone says make Dave.
Is this the summation? Is this it? I'm not going to go through the audience questions.
Define one thing in detail that Austin has said is word salad. Well, he did that. I think he did do that.
No, we didn't.
It's not that he's using
Yeah, he did.
words that aren't real. It's that he's stringing together words in a way that isn't saying anything. It's
Give an
just using
example.
Scientific terminology.
It's like the fucking encabulator, man. You're just a walking, talking encabulator skit. That's all you are. You just take these words that they mean something individually, but when you put them together, they just don't mean anything. It's just gibberish. It's coherent gibberish.
Terminology. I can't
Give me an
remember because
example.
you didn't say anything, so it doesn't really stick.
Yeah.
Right?
The
When I'm
definition of
trying-
word salad is incoherent rambling,
Yeah.
typically associated with schizophrenia. So if I was saying,
You don't have
yo,
to be
chicken,
schizophrenic
yesterday,
to do it.
sunset,
When you say incoherent magnetic whatever, that's an impossibility. A magnet, the crystals have to be coherent to be magnetic. You can't have incoherent magnetism. That's non-magnetism. That's word salad, okay? That's word salad. When you say shit like that, it doesn't mean anything.
okay, whatever, dude.
It's like saying dehydrated water.
The fact you didn't understand the terms like anticorpuscular rays and anisotropic and magnetic declination doesn't make it word salad. It means you
I
need
know.
to go inform yourself what the words mean.
I'm saying
But when you say shit like anisotropic declination of the homogeneous background microwave ether zone, that's word salad, man.
that those words don't pertain to any kind of explanation for what I was talking about. Magnetic declination isn't going to explain away looking at an object in the sky, seeing that it rotates a particular direction, going to the other hemisphere and seeing that it rotates in the other direction.
Now
You're not
you're
gonna get
trying to
anywhere with
rebut my
magnetic
argument.
declination.
You're trying to rebut my argument, but that doesn't.
You string it
need to
together
do
with a bunch
that.
of other
Don't
words.
just.
No, he's trying to get you to answer why that is, how that can be on a flat earth. He's not trying to rebut your argument. You're deflecting from it.
Dismiss the argument as word salad. It's basically vocalizing inept vocabulary skills and bragging about it. It's super weird.
It's pointing out that you use a bunch of terminology rapid fire to make it sound like you know what you're talking about, to trick people into thinking that you know what you're talking about.
Somebody
That's
said
what word
somebody
salad.
said this. I have a challenge for both Dave and Austin. Using your preferred method, model the Earth universe derived to the 9.8 meters per second. It's indisputable that falling objects accelerate towards the ground at that acceleration. Gravity is true. I'm a physics guy. So I think I don't want to, like, every question somebody asks, I don't want to like devolve into like a 20-minute, but I think Dave would say gravity and Witsit would say density, right? Like,
Yeah.
but the
Everything's
9.8
intrinsically
meters
not,
per
of course.
second is consistent. It doesn't
But
matter
the
if it's a bowling ball
point
or
is
a
that
yeah,
it's
it's-
derived from Newton's law of universal gravitation, and you need the mass of the Earth in there. If gravity was electromagnetism, the mass of the Earth wouldn't be a factor. And
Okay. Okay, you can get it from electrostatics. If you look at Gauss's law,
No,
it's a very similar relationship. But what's funny is it actually doesn't always fall at 9.8 meters per second squared. That is an agreed upon average. It's
does in a
close to that.
vacuum.
It's
That's
close
in
to
a
that.
vacuum.
No, in a vacuum it changes.
No, see, Gauss's law came after after the law of gravity, after the formula for gravity. They're both quadratic equations, but one came after the other, so it didn't derive it from Gaussian's law or Gauss's law. You fucking dipshit. And you've been educated on this. This has been shown to you, Witsit, and you're still lying about it.
There's something called gravimeter measurements, which is a vacuum sealed chamber with interferometry measuring a BB fall, and it'll fluctuate above 9.81. Right now it's decimal points, but the point is that it fluctuates at specific times when the electric field changes, even inside of a vacuum sealed chamber. So yeah, to claim it doesn't have anything to do with electric field is insane. Prove that it's space-time bending and warping, or
Vacuums are impossible in nature, dude.
we're winning because we
Right.
can physically prove it's electric. So until you can prove another claim, you don't have the upper edge at all. It's actually the other way
you
around.
do,
Let
because you
Dave reply. Let Dave reply.
You cannot do anything with electromagnetism to demonstrate this. You cannot take objects of differing properties, paramagnetic, diamagnetic, ferromagnetic. Why does it not matter at all what the composition of an object is? It all falls 9.81 meters per second squared, not as the average, right? I know it varies depending on altitude and radius of the Earth where you are locally, but you cannot demonstrate any discrepancy. Take any object, a bar magnet, a iron, ferromagnetic iron, anything. Show me that it does anything different than what anything else does that's neutral. Wouldn't it interact with the field in a different way?
Actually, it's a drop tower test that was done in Europe at, I believe, a university, and they show different elements falling at different rates. And so this is the truth, though, that the electric field,
Different elements. You mean like feathers and bowling balls? You mean like that?
create a downward electric current of 10 microamps per meter. So it's very small and it's very nearly constant. So we don't expect the downward pressure to change much. That's a real verifiable part of physics. I can go out and measure it and manipulate it and make things flow.
See, he slips little lies into his what he says. Just little tidbits that are just lies. And then he bases his entire argument around that.
Can you prove that space-time is bending and
No, I'm
warping? Of course
responding
not.
to what you
You
said.
can just assume.
No, you absolutely can. Relativity is very well corroborated, but
No, it's not.
you have absolutely zero ability, right? Opposite charges accelerate in opposite directions in an electric field, right? So why, again, does nothing fall up?
Okay, because when the object is more dense, density is the compactness of matter. So what holds the matter together? It's electrostatic charges that gives it a compactness. Literally, all molecular and
Jesus Christ, man.
intermolecular attractive forces are electrostatic in nature. And if you call that word salad, that's
Less
insane
dense
because
here,
that's just a
less
direct
dense here.
quote.
No, it is word salad because you're not answering the question. You're
A
just
direct quote
using
from
random
Purdue
terms.
University,
You're just-
dude.
Purdue? What?
I just quoted Purdue verbatim. So this is what
Do you think anybody in Purdue thinks that gravity's not real? That mass doesn't attract mass? You think anybody at Purdue thinks that? Thinks the Earth's flat? Stop quoting universities that completely destroy your entire paradigm, man.
the problem with listening to people like this guy. They're just going to dismiss it as word salad. You can't have an intellectually honest conversation.
You're just
The point is that
it's just random. It's just random words. You just said density. I'm
All right,
asking
bro.
you why nothing falls up, and you answered density. Air is less dense here. Air is less dense here. In fact, this air is less dense than this air because it becomes
So?
less dense with elevation. Why does it fall down? Why does
it's still
everything
less
fall
dense
down?
than the
Why does
object in
everything
all
in the world fall
scenarios,
down?
Dave. Do you not know that? Even in a
Right, but why down? See, that's the problem. Why down? Why not up or sideways? Why down? Density is not a vector.
vacuum, it's still more dense than the environment or the medium, right? It doesn't
Right.
matter if it's a little bit less dense.
Right. Yes. Yes. It's less dense. You say it falls down because it falls through the less denser medium. Why doesn't it fall up through the lesser dense medium? Jesus fuck, man.
In a
The
vacuum,
object's
it
still
falls
more dense.
down because the mass of the Earth is below it. So why doesn't anything accelerate upwards? Why doesn't anything fly to the other Gaussian surface? Why isn't anything repelled by the Earth?
Because
instead
there's
of
a
attracted?
downward electric
Because it's not
current.
electromagnetism.
There's a
Why
downward
can't we flip the current? What about a lightning strike?
Because you
where
can't
everything
manipulate the
reverses
entire
polarity?
Earth,
When the
bro.
lightning strikes, does something there suddenly fly up to the cloud? There's a reversal of polarity there. Why
Okay.
is it that you can't get anything to fall up?
Okay, you cannot flip the entire electric field of the Earth. Now,
Not
for it
the
to be
Earth,
analogous
locally,
to
right there, right under the lightning bolt, something can fly up. No?
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I know that it's late. I'm going to give you
I know if you get hit by lightning, you're gonna fly somewhere.
both. First of all, a huge round of applause. Please, everyone in chat,
Maybe you'll fly sideways about 18 feet.
who's currently, the chat is just as hinged as I thought it would be.
Hinged or
Everyone-
unhinged?
I mean, I unhinged. Yeah.
Unhinged, yeah, I would
But I really, really appreciate both of you being on. This is incredible, super entertaining. Everyone in chat, I don't care who you agree with or disagree with. Please give, check out these individuals' particular YouTube channels. I assume both of them will use this footage and make more content. Watch that. And I want to give you guys both. What do you think? 3 minutes to go out on?
I mean, I need like 30 seconds. I don't need it.
Okay, all right, 2 minutes to go out on. And since I think Dave, you went first, leading in. We'll let Austin go first, leading out. But I want you both guys to know I'll have you back on anytime you want. This was a blast for me. Like I know that chat, I know they enjoyed it. Obviously, both of you hope to educate people, but for me, I'm a loser entertainer, and I know everyone was entertained. So if everyone had a good time, please support whoever side you want. And I will read everybody's chats after I let these guys off the hook because they've got more important shit to do. So Austin, I will give you the floor. I will shut off my camera and give you 2 uninterrupted minutes. Plug whatever you want. Let people know where to find you. Watch your content, and then we'll go to Dave, and then I will stay on and respond to all the other stuff. If that's okay with you guys. Does that sound okay?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
Actually time it. So, the default position is that the Earth's a stationary plane. Is what we all experience. Could, in theory,
No, it's not. That's your opinion.
the Earth be a spinning globe? Sure. Whenever you point at the sky and say, look, it matches the globe, it's very ignorant because we made the globe model from the sky. We took observations and reverse engineered the way that we see the sky and assumed the Earth's a sphere. Of course it matches. That's how we made it. And it didn't match for hundreds of years. It had to constantly be updated, still being
No, that's wrong.
updated. Relativity is the most verified theory ever. Isn't true at all. 1933, Fritz Zwicky saw the galaxy cluster only had 1% of the mass it needed to actually keep the galaxies from escaping. That means it was missing 99% mass. That's called dark matter. It was originally called missing mass. It's still a major problem. Relativity can't even predict things on the quantum, local, or cosmological scale. It's been falsified with things such as anisotropic.
You can't understand simple geometry. Why are you trying to understand quantum physics?
Light propagation, meaning light's actually a variant, it changes, etc. So a lot of these things are a bit more complex. I encourage people to go actually look at my channel or Ether Cosmology and listen to us break down Einstein's papers, and you can hear him say it. Look at the tests that falsify this stuff. But this is the part that's very important. Falsifications independent of replacement. We were all told that the Earth's a spinning globe. It's very easy to mock and ridicule people that are much more informed and diligently research and actually go out and do tests in real life than actually look into it for yourself. I get it, but just calling them names, appealing to consensus, whatever, doesn't matter. This is a crazy conversation. And actually, what we have proven for step 1 is that the Earth is stationary, and that's been done with interferometry.
No, you haven't. You haven't proven that the Earth is stationary, asshole.
And so even Einstein admitted that if the interferometry measurements were correct, that his entire theory is wrong and the Earth is
Right. That was completely about Michelson Morley. That was completely about that experiment. It had nothing to do with outside of that.
Stationary effectively being the implication. We have verified that the interferometry changes without the tube, periodicity, etc. Long story short, it has been proven that the Earth is stationary. It is therefore in the center of the universe. All observations ever showed that. The globe claims everything is actually an illusion. It just looks like the Earth's in the center. It looks like the Earth is flat, but it's really not. Everything is just an illusion. So I encourage you to inform yourself about it, because you can't really be confident in your position until you actually know what your position is. And the vast majority of people don't even understand the globe model, so they actually don't know what they believe in. So that's really the only reason I do this, is to encourage people to at least inform themselves about what they believe before they're so confident in it.
Thanks, Austin. Thanks so much, dude. Dave, lead us out. I'll stay on live after Dave's final here, but yeah, thank you both for coming on.
Cool. No, he's absolutely wrong. The default position is that the Earth is a sphere, and as predicted, he chose to obfuscate by going to relativity and Einstein and all these things, which are not helpful. Since antiquity, we've known that the Earth is a sphere. All observations demand that the Earth is a sphere. He was absolutely incapable of answering this. He just did a thing about, if you look in a different direction, it's going to spin the other way. Doesn't make any sense. Was totally unable to explain this. Utilize magnetic declination. Again, these positions are nowhere near the magnetic pole, and so the idea that they could just suddenly all be looking in the same direction because magnetic declination. I'm sorry, David Weiss. I'm sorry, Austin. This is not sufficient explanation. Day and night's regions of illumination. All we got was a little toddler, shine a light on a thing where there's supposed to be a dome, even though there's not actually any dome, and the sun's going to be outside, or is it going to be inside? Doesn't make any sense either. South Pole, come back to that again, day and night. Southern Hemisphere, we did not get to any adequate explanation of how this route is possible. He just said, they go really fast. I don't remember what he said, some wind or something. And we definitely have absolutely no explanation for this Antarctica Cup ocean race. These boats are not going all the way the entire world, turning the opposite direction of where they're actually turning. So I think that was pretty fun. I think we managed to stay away for the most part from the esoteric aspects of modern physics that Austin likes to spew his word salads about. And we stuck for the most part to things like gravity and things falling. So it was somewhat productive, but I do look forward to Austin going to the South Pole.
Hell yeah. I'll go with you, bud.
Seeing the 24-hour sun, and then I can't wait to see his video saying, I now believe it's a sphere, and then we can be rid of this idiotic flat Earth disease forever, hopefully. Maybe in 1,000 years it'll come back somehow. I don't know.
Gentlemen, you both killed it. You're both incredibly entertaining and very respectful and well prepared. And I want to thank you for coming on. And I want to remind everyone in chat, please do, I don't care.
All right. So that was it. Hey, Gordon the Gopher. Good to have you here. Is it coming up?
Whose quote unquote side you picked. Check out both of their channels. Both are linked in the description. I think it's good to take in both sides.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Of whatever conversation is going on. Fellas, thank you so much for coming on. I will wrap it up with chat here too, and follow and let them know what's going on. You obviously can reach out to me anytime. Use this content how you see fit. And have an incredible weekend, both of you, please.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for hosting it, man. What's up?
Oh, yeah. It was a blast. Thank you. Okay, it's me. I'll be right.
Okay, well, he didn't. Yeah, so that's it. I'm not going to watch the rest of this. So, already been on for 2.5 hours. I think that's long enough. So, anyway, thanks for watching. If you own Gray Zone Warfare, add me, KD0AFK. If you want to play, then I just gave you a wrench. What the hell? That should work. Yep. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks everybody for watching. And support the channel if you can. We had 18 concurrent. We have 15 now. But yeah, we had quite a few people come in. I was happy. And yeah, I got to see Austin Witsit destroyed again. I mean, he had absolutely nothing. Nothing but excuses. Which is what they all have. That's all they bring to the table. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you later. Be seeing you.